Sound to your mind.
Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Shouts all on my team, I need more than a mattress support. In my dreams, could grab a few Z's like I'm falling asleep, but I don't wanna wake for the morning. Grief, breathe. Tears drop to the form in the sea. A broke heart, but it's worn in my sleeve. Never listened, I was warned in my teens, but I still skip school, I was taught in the streets. Ring back, don't call for police. Stand tall, don't fall for the beast. Got issues with trust, so I'm born to believe. We've been a victim of love and now we're caught in it deep. Breathe.
Yes, people, what's happening? Second time live today. You know, I ain't gonna lie, my head was hurting last night, you know, from this Barcelona thing that we're gonna do on Thursday. Boy, listen, I forgot they had so many bad boys, you know, and it's not gonna be easy doing you know, that all-time 11 from different eras, but these are the kind of things that we got to discuss, man. And I say I'm looking forward to it on Thursday. Make sure you guys are tuning in. Obviously, I was live today with the tier list. You know, big up to everyone coming through and interacting there. You know, it was a good one. And again, it was some surprises as well. Most notably, C Ronaldo. You know, I had him in the world-class bracket, not in the elite. You know, and I've got a few comments and people just not liking it, but I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? It's my tier list, my decisions, and that's final. But other than that, no, big up to yourselves each and every time coming through, and we got a few things to discuss. Fitz, what you saying, bro? You all good?
Yeah, man, not too bad, not too bad. Been looking forward to this, to be fair. Obviously, it's been doing a bit of prep and that. Just, I feel like a lot of the times, like when I'm talking about certain things, a lot of shit just it's not really sticking or registering the way I'd like it to. So putting a little bit of effort. So I've been looking forward to it since I thought about it. So. Yeah, man, can't wait to get into it, especially with Salah leaving as well. I want to hear what Jonas has got to say about that.
Boy, I didn't think he would show up, man, after hearing that news, but he is here. What are you saying, Jay, man? You all good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm blessed.
You all good, yeah?
Hesitated on that. I'm good.
No, good. I think I had to make sure my thing went on mute, bro.
Bro, no, hey, listen, no crying, though, yeah.
Hey, man, listen, I can do what I want, bro. He's my legend.
you got the Kleenex at the goal, yeah.
I can do what I want, bro. He's my legend.
Listen, we'll get into it anyway. Big up to Babs One Diva anyway. Each and every time says, "Big up, boys." Gav Fitz, Jonas, another banger. Andy Cole deserves his flowers. Listen, we will get into that talk a bit later because you know. It's a nice way to start off because obviously Mo Salah's announced that he's leaving. Obviously, Jonas being a Liverpool fan, you know, we want to get his take on it as well. But what I would say, yeah, that list that was done the other day on Sky Sports, yeah, you know, I did touch on it today, you know, and when it mentioned forwards, yeah, and to think that there was no Eden Hazard, no Luis Suarez, you know, no Andy Cole. And yet we see the voting of Mo Salah in second place. I think it's an absolute disgrace to the game, personally, you know. But listen, he is leaving Liverpool, and obviously I want to get Jonas's take on it to see what he actually thinks. Jay, when you heard the news, man, what did you think on the news? Was you surprised or was you happy?
No, I'm not happy about it because I think he could do with just being put in the middle. I still think he's still got a lot to offer. And I know a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, but he's not really doing it. But again, he's not 28, he's not 27. Like the man's fucking 34. Like if he's gonna play, push him into the middle. Like let him do nothing but score. Let him do nothing but sit up top. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't expect him to do more than what he's doing now. I know people go, oh, yeah, but he's not the same player he was last season and he's still fit and he's still... Listen, the man still scores goals. The man's still breaking, like he's broken records, whatever he's done. I personally still think he's got probably another good year left in him. Like I'd give him another year, but push him into the middle. Simple as. Like it's sad to see him leave, but he might as well leave while he's at the top of his game rather than him taking a dip and going wherever he's going. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is.
At the top of his game.
Listen, say what you want. That man's broken a lot of records. Say what you want. I got all the evidence to back it up. To see who was there before him.
All he's done in my eyes is tie one record, and we'll get into that later. That don't even count in my eyes.
Listen,
brother.
He's broken Drogba's record. He's broken certain other assist records. He's done all, and these are like top players that we're talking about. He might not be pretty to look on the eye, but he's banging in goals.
I hear you. But there's one record that matters.
He twisted up Lissandro Martinez when he made him look. Gave him a no look, whatever he was doing. I don't know where he was going, but I mean, we want to talk about a player like Salah, but then everybody's rating Saka highly.
Not everybody, bro. Let's get that clear.
You know what I mean?
Everybody,
Arsenal deluded fans will tell you Saka's highly rated.
Oh yeah, no, but you're not talking to an Arsenal fan, brother. You're talking to me. You get me? I'm telling you straight.
But bro, I think you're forgetting to mention, man, that half the Arsenal fan base are not well, man. You know what I mean? we all know that. So them guys rating Saka, like, don't even take it seriously. You know what I mean? Because Clock Enders is very quiet these days. You know, because you know he got that one wrong, and I think he'll admit that as well. But yeah, listen, Mo Salah does divide opinion, innit?
Yeah.
There's no secret, man, that I don't rate him. You know, even when I done the tier list today, you know, it's funny because I had 4 tiers. I had good, very good, world class, and elite. And again, I put him right at the very bottom of good. You know, and there's only 3 of them that was in there. But the reason why I don't really rate Mo Salah is because it's like I predicted as soon as he lost the pace, you know, as soon as he lost the physicality, I predicted you're going to look at a very ordinary player. And that's what you're clearly seeing now, isn't it? So I think the fact that he's leaving Liverpool, you know, I reckon they're probably going to be better off because maybe for too long they've been relying on Salah to get them out of situations, you know, with a goal. And maybe they need to move in a different direction for the betterment of them because Salah, when he's been playing, it's like they're almost playing with 10 men. So again, I do think it's a positive that they are going to move him on. They're going to free up some wages as well. And the question is, are they going to bring in someone to directly replace Salah? Or are they going to be bringing in someone that's going to be a bit of a different player, but might offer, you know, a bit more creativity? You know what I mean? It just depends what they're going to go for, innit? But I just think that him announcing that he's leaving now, I was a bit surprised. So I thought definitely, like, come the end of the season, there'll be a decision to make. But to announce it midway, when I say midway, almost before the season's finished, is a bit odd. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but
yeah,
they must know something, and he must have had a conversation to be like, look, I'm coming to now. He's been there what 8 seasons, 9 seasons.
Yeah,
like so it's time for him to move on and do whatever he's doing, which I have no doubt about. The man is gonna go to Saudi and probably make his money, which is fair enough. Do you know what I mean? He's done everything he can do. And I don't.
Do you reckon he's definitely going Saudi? You reckon?
Oh yeah, he'll be the face of Saudi. Yeah.
Yeah.
A Muslim player going to do you know what I mean? Going to Saudi.
Yeah.
And you got to look at it and think, as much as people be like, oh yeah, but he is a big name in football, really, and that's how they'll look at it. Wherever he goes in Saudi, he'll get paid top dollar.
Yeah. I hear it, man. I mean, as I said, it's a weird one to announce it before the season's finished, but I think it's probably been a case where, because who would have thought that Slot really would be sitting him on the bench for a lot of the games, because you don't sit a player that's your highest earner on that amount to be on the bench comfortably, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
personally, I think he should have been on the bench a lot more. And I think he's probably had a conversation behind closed doors to say to the board or whoever, or to Slot, You know, obviously it's run its course. You know what I mean? And the main thing for me, yeah, is I want to know who they're actually going to target to replace him, because I've always spoke of Yankuba Minte. You know, if you're looking at a Premier League player right now that plays as a left-footed player that plays on the right-hand side, I'm looking at Yankuba Minte. I'm looking at Jared Bowen. I think they're the only two that I can actually say. You know, Kudus, but obviously Kudus is out injured. If Tottenham get relegated, I mean, who are you looking at really as someone
But
that can replace him?
do you need to replace him? That's the question.
Well,
That's
who
the
would you play on
question.
that side then?
You've got Harvey Elliott. You can come back in. You don't have to play the same way that we're playing now. And this is the thing that we're looking at. As much as it's like, oh yeah, do we then go and replace Salah? We might not need to go and replace him. You've got enough players in that squad that are good enough, and enough people that can play that similar role. In terms of, I was looking at something the other day, which was you could have the back four, two centre mids,
Yeah,
2 wide players in Verts and Szoboszlai, and then play Ekatike and Isaac up top. So do you really need to go and replace Salah? If we're looking at it that way, do we need to really go and replace him? Or is it a case of, do we then, because you got to think about it, we're not a team now that are going to press you high up the pitch. That's not the way that we're playing football. That's not how we play football now. That style of football now is now gone.
yeah.
And as much as people go, oh yeah, but it's like the whole thing of now, when you look at Arsenal and people go, oh, Arsenal are boring to watch. Yes, they are boring to watch, but they're winning fucking games. As frustrating as it is, they're winning fucking games. Do you know what I mean? It's shit.
All right, bro, allow that one, man. You got Mamba in the chat, man. He's gonna start getting a bit excited with that one.
But again, it's like the whole thing. It's like the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
during Fergie's era and Wenger's era, like Wenger was playing the better football, but he won fuck all, really. If you like, do you know what I mean? Whereas Fergie was like, listen, I don't give a shit how you win the game, just win that fucking game. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's maybe that's the way we need to look at it, in terms of it doesn't need to be pretty. And yes, we can have like Pep, like you can have 90% possession of football. That one chance you don't take, that's the one that fucking kills the game. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes maybe it's just a case of, because technically, I think Harvey Elliott's brilliant. I just think with Salah in the team, it might not have worked for him. But again, that might be the formation that they're playing.
Yeah.
So it for me, it all depends on what their formation is, how they're going to set up. Because to me, I can't see them setting up the same way we've set up for the last.
So what? You think they'll change their formation entirely?
Yeah. I think it changes.
To a what though?
I think it goes. I think so. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and it depends on if Slot stays. So this is the massive thing. So the massive discussion behind the back is John Henry is absolutely fuming, basically, which is the owner. He's absolutely fuming. Richard Hughes is wants Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
Richard Hughes wants Xabi Alonso, but I can't remember who sat down. I can't remember if it's Richard Hughes or if it's someone else. Basically, whoever Slot was sat down with when they did that red table thing, and they're quite good friends. He's a massive admirer of Slot, but he's talking about going to Saudi. So if he goes, Slot gets sacked. That's it. And then Richard Hughes can bring in Xabi Alonso or whoever. But at the end of the day, it's if he stays, Slot's staying, basically. But if he goes Saudi, then Slot's gone. So it all now depends on what happens with whoever's staying and who's going. But my thing is John Henry is absolutely fuming. He's like, basically, you've got till the end of the season. So whatever happens at the end of the season, if my man goes to Saudi, Slot's gone. And Xabi Alonso will be coming in. But apparently the rumor is that there is no coming back now, whether he wins Champions League, whether he keeps Champions League or whatever else. I think he goes. But it's just if thing goes, he's gone.
Yeah. But
So
again, as Monkey King has said, Richard Hughes says he's a slots guy.
there you
So
go.
do you
Then,
think
'cause
do you think he's going to have a big say as to what happens moving forwards
well,
with Slot?
so if Richard Hughes goes,
Hmm.
which I think it is Richard Hughes that has been offered Saudi. So if Richard
Yeah.
Hughes goes Saudi,
Yeah,
then Slot's gone. John Henry won't have Slot basically.
what definitely or just
Definitely, he won't have him. He doesn't like what's happened basically. I think that's the end all be all. But if Richard
Yeah.
Hughes stays, then Slot stays because that's his guy, and he'll do whatever it is to support him.
So
it's
you're
like-
telling me there's actually a possibility that Schlott stays at the
Yeah,
end of the season, despite
Yeah.
madness.
If
Yo,
he
I love
wins-
it. I love it.
If he wins, because Richard Hughes is talking about going to Saudi, that's the conversation.
yeah.
But if Richard Hughes doesn't go Saudi and Slot, I don't know, doesn't win anything, then it's a case of what's next,
Bro,
which is
Jonas,
mad.
if he's finishes lower than Moyes did, yeah, and Usman keep him, Usman are gone. Usman are cooked.
But that's what they'll do, isn't it? It all depends. I don't know what happens. That's the
Bro.
conversation.
So Al Hilal are looking at Richard Hughes.
Yeah,
That's mad. That's mad.
yeah.
So what do you think is a possibility here that imagine this Slot, Hughes, and Salah all go to Saudi? Al Hilal.
Yeah.
Boy, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy if that happens. You know what I mean?
Bet Slot and Salah don't go to the same fucking club though.
That's what I'm about to say that. Yeah, I'm about to say that. Boy, but listen, football's a weird game, man. You never know, innit? But in terms of obviously I know you because I think someone like Salah with the numbers that he's produced, yeah, you ain't really gonna get a replacement for him like that. But I mean, if you're saying that if Slot goes, because I think if Xabi Alonso comes in, Xabi Alonso is used to playing a three at the back, innit? And again, we've said that Liverpool should be playing three at the back anyway.
With the players they've got, yeah.
With the players they've got. I mean, who would you say is the one player that you would like to see come into the club if it obviously was Salah going?
I'd quite like Diomande from
Diomande.
From Leipzig. I'd quite like him to come in.
Yeah.
When you look at the way he plays and how direct, I think he'd be good. The other conversation is if Gakpo goes.
Yeah.
Because there's talk of Gakpo going to Atletico Madrid.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. There's talks of Gakpo going to Atletico Madrid.
Mm.
So again, if he goes, are we then replacing him? I know we've got Rio, and you've still got Chiesa, and you still got Harvey Elliott who come back from Aston Villa. It just depends on you bring in one more winger, but again, it needs to be a direct wing because you've got Rio as a direct winger, and you'll have Diomande as a direct wing because he won't be afraid to take on players.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, Diamande's right-footed, isn't it? So are you going to go with the inverted, left on the right on the left?
Who knows? I don't know how much Xabi Alonso will want to do that. It all depends. But the other player I'd like to see is Elise.
Yeah, I know someone's put that in the chat already. Let me tell you this now. Put that to bed, man. You're not getting Elise, man.
Hey, you said the same thing about Isaac. Look where we are.
Bro, I'll tell you why you won't get Elise, yeah? Because you really think Elise is going to come to Anfield to not play Champions League football?
No one said that we haven't got it yet. We might not have it come the end of the season.
Bro, you ain't getting Champions League football. Relax with all that.
We'll see.
There's no way you're getting Champions League football. Not on my watch, man. Not on my watch.
We'll see. We've been asked, but we'll see.
Yeah. Nah, you never know what happens, innit? But I think the fact that Salah's leaving, I mean, I'm not sure if we spoke about it, yeah. But let me just find it anyway. Because I've reacted to it and it's nothing short of a disgrace, isn't it? And again, we are going to get into another talk, you know, that Fitz wants to discuss. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. 1 minute. Where is it? Yeah, here we go.
What's this? The
So
Skyline.
the Sky list. So yeah. What do you make of this? Yeah. Now, this is why I can't stand Sky Sports. This is why I can't stand the pundits and what they're trying to feed a narrative to. Yeah. Now it says the best Premier League. Sorry, who is the greatest? The Premier League's greatest forward. Yeah. Now the fact that there was no Eden Hazard, Luis Suarez in there, and Andy Cole, as we mentioned, not to mention the likes of Van Nistelrooy as well. Yeah. Now they've got Erling Haaland, Dennis Bergkamp, Didier Drogba, Sergio Aguero, Harry Kane, Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo, Shearer, Salah, Henry. Now, the thing for me, yeah, where I take exception with this, yeah, there's no Robbie Fowler either, by the way, or Michael Owen. Now, to me, this is just lazy. It's lazy to think that these players have to be in there. Now, Henry had 31% in first place. Salah was second with 29%. In third place was Alan Shearer, 13%. Fourth place was Wayne Rooney with 10%. Fifth place was Ronaldo with 8%. Sixth place was Harry Kane, 4%. Seventh place was Aguero with 2%. And then joint 8th, 9th, and 10th was Drogba, Bergkamp, and Erling Haaland. Yeah. Where do you sit with Mo Salah being second in that list? Because I have to be honest, yeah. When I see this, it's an absolute disgrace, man. And as I said, it's biased and it's lazy for me. But what do you think of Salah being only second to Henry?
But my question is why is Mane not in there? Salah's in there. Why is Mane not in there?
Yeah.
Why is Mane not in the conversation? Do you know what I mean? Why is Mane not in the conversation?
I agree.
And as much as we say about,
there's only two brothers in there as well, man. So that should tell you everything.
Do you know what I mean? Didier Drogba and Salah, two African brothers in there. Didier Drogba and Salah. Like you got Henry.
There's Drogba and Henry in it.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind Salah being second, but again, what years are we taking it from? This is my thing. If we're gonna do it, as much as we're doing, like, to me, I can't say, okay, fair enough. Salah should, like, I think Salah should be in there, yes. But again, what years are you taking it from? Because it's
what they're doing, yeah, they're just again, yeah. The reason why I mentioned why I'm dissatisfied with this list, yeah, because all these players that are in that list, again, there's some great players that, don't get me wrong, but it's very much on bias. And this is why I'm trying to say to you, yeah, the fact that they've got Salah in there in second place, yeah. Obviously, you said you don't mind him being second. So you mean to tell me that Salah's the second best forward to play in the Premier League? It's impossible. He's not. and bro, I'm being serious. Yeah, he's nowhere near. He's not even in the top 5 because he's not better than Eden Hazard, and Hazard's not on that list. And you mean to tell me he's only second to Henry based off of what? Because he gets numbers, bro. There's no Carlos Tevez on there either.
Yeah, but we're saying numbers. I mean? We're saying numbers, but then, like, he can still twist a man up. He could still, do you know what I mean? He's still good at what he does.
Even on the eye test, he's not second, bro. Come on.
He fails the eye test. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. I don't even know.
There's no way you're spinning that.
How, like, he can twist a man up. Like, what does that even mean? Like, because I can get you plenty of players that can twist a man up. And the way he twists a man up is just not nice to watch anyway, really. Let's face it.
He's putting the ball in the back of the net. That's, as a striker, that's what he's meant to do, yeah? Put the ball in the back. As a forward player, he's supposed to put the ball in the back of the net. That's what he's doing. That's his job at the end of the day.
Yeah, but do you think that's enough, yeah, to be ranked as top 10, second as the Premier League's greatest forward? Because I just don't see how people come to the conclusion that he's the Premier League's. Bro, do you know how many top forwards that have played in this league? And he's second.
But what are we basing these players on? This is my next question. If they're saying, okay, there's top 10 strikers in the Premier League, what are we basing them on? Like, is it the number of outside goals? Is it his outside foot? Is it the amount of touches he's taken? Is it the amount of players he's beaten? Is it his GA? Because the thing is with Sky Sports, we don't know what they're basing it on. Because in my head, you got to look at someone like a Fowler who's scoring goals for fun. Dwight who's scoring goals for fun. Jermaine Defoe. I can't believe Jermaine Defoe's not on the list.
But bro, this is what I'm trying to tell you, yeah. And when I'm seeing this list of them 10 names, yeah, to me it just stinks of laziness. A lot of players that were in the media, because again it's forwards, yeah. And you mean to tell me, yeah, that Mo Salah's a better forward than Dennis Bergkamp? And this is why I asked the question, yeah. What is this actually being based on, in your opinion?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
You know what?
What do you think? What do you think it's based on?
It's just I
can tell you straight. I can tell you straight, yeah. Because you know what? It was one of the things I wanted to touch on later, but we can get into it now. Cause do you want to pull up number 6, graphic number 6 for me, bro?
All right, 1 minute.
Just
guys,
so
make sure you're flashing the lights as well, yeah.
Everyone can see exactly what I am saying here, because the names that are on that list, yeah. If everyone can now see the names on that list, if you notice, it's pretty much all the same names, apart from you switch out Kevin Phillips for Bergkamp, Van Persie for fucking I'm not too sure off the top, you know what I mean? But you can kind of see it's essentially off the most goal involvements in a season.
Yep.
But Andy Cole's missing off that. And if you see him at the top there, 0 penalties, 0 free kicks, 34 goals, 13 assists. Shearer matched that with 10 penalties. Salah matched it with 9 penalties. You know what I mean? So when we're talking about best forward, as Jonas just said, forward's job is to what? Score goals. The proof is there who number 1 should be. Am I wrong?
Bro, you're spot on. You're spot on. And again,
look at the names on the list and whereabouts they are. Take off Cole. The top 3: Shearer, Henry, and Salah. Is that not the same top 3 as the Sky list?
Bro, this is my point, yeah. And I'm glad you brought this up, yeah, because this just shows you exactly what we're talking about, yeah. Yeah,
and you want to know one final kicker before I let you go. Bro, you see with Shearer matching Cole, he did it with 2 extra games. But I'd like to mention that Cole and Shearer both did theirs in 42 game seasons, but Cole only played in 40 games. Shearer played all 42 and took penalties to get it. Yeah? Don't tell me the fact that he matched exactly for assists and goals the following year. Don't tell me that wasn't scripted,
bro. Let me just read out the list to you again, yeah, because you see things like this, yeah. This is what I enjoy, yeah, because I like to debunk the media narrative, yeah, and there's nothing short, yeah, of a disgrace why Andy Cole's name's missing. Now we can either point to the fact here that is it because of the comments from Glenn Hoddle, he needs four chances to score a goal, or should we just keep it real and just say a black man's missing from that list for what reason? Because that's what I'm looking at, because there's no reason, yeah, for Andy Cole's name to be missing when the all-time top goal scorer or most goal involvements in a season is Andy Cole. It is Andy Cole, and he's got no penalties, no free kicks, yeah?
Bro, let's be clear, bro. My man's 5th in the all-time Premier League top goal scorers list still to this day with 1 penalty. If you take away penalties, he's 2nd. How's he not on that list?
Well, bro, let's go through the list again, yeah? So Henry's on there, yeah? Salah's on there. Alan Shearer. Those 3, in actual fact, yeah, you know how lazy this is? Because the 3 names that I've read out from Sky Sports, yeah, have Henry on 31%, Salah on 29%, Shearer on 13%. How convenient is it, yeah, that the 3 names that have the most goal involvements, yeah, is in reverse order?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, can you see the pattern?
Yeah.
So Shearer, Salah, and Henry have got 47, yeah, in order, And then from the voting, they're in reverse order. Henry's first, Salah second, Shearer's third. But in this list, it's Shearer, Salah, Henry. But then yet, there's one man that's missing from the top. I wonder why that is.
No, trust me. Trust me. But that's what I'm saying. This is why I put in a little bit of extra effort this week, because I feel like when I'm just reeling off numbers, I get lost when people are just spouting bare numbers in it. But seeing it in front of your face there, you can see exactly what it is. You can see that if we're talking out and out striker, he's had the best Premier League season, full stop. And you know what the piss take is? That was his debut Premier League season. No one ever talks, when they talk about players that come and light up the league in the first season. When have you ever heard a comparison to Andy Cole?
You haven't.
Which is that not the ideal comparison, considering that's what he did in his debut?
Yeah,
it's a joke.
Bro, look at Luis Suarez as well. Yeah, Luis Suarez, 42 goal involvements in one season, 0 pens, 0 free kicks.
Yep. He's actually, if you look at it, if you take away penalties and that, he's the closest to Andy Cole.
Yeah.
And both of them are missing. So the top 2 strikers in the league's history, off their own kind of record that they want to go off, are missing from that entire list.
Yeah.
What kind of bullshit?
What's it? Can you man hear me properly? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, because someone's saying in the chat that my volume's quite low.
Oh no, I can hear you all right.
Cool. All right. You go on, carry on.
No, but yeah, like I say, if you actually take away penalties, I think it's Cole and then Suarez. But the fact is, when you take away penalties and free kicks, and the top 2 strikers in open play, which, let's be real, that's where the game is played. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's where it really matters. I don't care how good of a penalty taker you are, because we don't go to penalties every fucking week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, missing Suarez and Cole, for me, Suarez, we don't want the controversy of everything attached with what he did.
That's why. Yeah.
But with Cole,
you don't.
I think, let's be real, he's just too dark skinned.
Bro,
if
call it
he
what
was
it is.
lighter, if he was more pleasant on their eyes, he'd be in that list, bro.
Bro, it's a disgrace, yeah, because what you can actually see, yeah, what's going on here, yeah, and this is why I enjoy these talks, because, you know, it has to be called out. You can clearly see, yeah, from that list that they've done, they've probably gone to this list that we're actually talking about right now, and they've gone down the whole list, and they thought, right, okay, Kevin Phillips, we're not going to put him in there because, you know, even though he did score 34 goal involvements, he played for Sunderland, yeah. So his name's not really gonna ring like that, yeah. The only other player in that list, yeah, apart from Phillips, is Van Persie. Why was Van Persie not included in that list? Why? Like, Van Persie's had a better single season than Harry Kane.
It's like
Persie.
It's like they just swapped out Van Persie for Bergkamp. Just thought, now Bergkamp, fucking more of a Sky Sports guy.
Yes. That's basically what they've done. Swap Van Persie for Bergkamp, leave out Phillips. But if you're going to leave out Phillips, cool, yeah. But you're leaving out the guy that is joint top with the 3 that's in order, and he's got the better record because there was no penalties or free kicks. You cannot tell me, yeah. And Clock Enders has said it straight. No, he hasn't. Sorry, he hasn't. My bad. He goes, Thierry is a black man. So is Andy Cole. That's why he went in there. Clock Enders, listen. You come into the chat, man, with some mad stuff, and you've kind of redeemed yourself in the end, yeah. But one thing I'm not gonna do, yeah, is ignore the obvious. Let's just call it what it is, yeah. Andy Cole's not in this list because he's a black man. That is it. Because it doesn't make sense how Andy Cole has the most goal involvements in one season, but yet he's missing from the list. And there's no one that can tell you why he's not on the list. No one can tell you why he's not on there. Listen, it makes no sense, because this whole list...
I don't know what he's done to somebody at Sky Sports, but somebody at Sky Sports eats that man, brother. That's what I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what he's done, yeah? He's too real for mainstream. That's what it is. That's the thing. He's too real for mainstream. because that's an absolute disgrace, man. How can he be left off the list? How?
Bro, it's a joke. It's a joke. But this is the thing, though. Like, his whole career has been plagued by bullshit. Because you know what? Yeah, this is probably the best time to move into it. if you want to. Anyway, do you want to move on to the criminally undercapped guys, or do you want to move straight into the Coley talk?
Yeah, bro, we can, man. I'm just reading this message. My wife's boyfriend recommended your streams. Awesome stuff. Have a word, man. That's all I would say. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy.
No.
Listen,
Anyway, yeah, let's move on to let's move on to the next thing anyway. What we're gonna discuss, innit? But yeah, guys, that was interesting, man, because as I said, the Sky Sports can try and run agendas and try and push narratives, yeah. But the facts are, when Andy Cole is not getting the flowers that he deserves, you have to ask yourself why that is, because there's a clear reason as to why he's been ignored. You know, the most goal involvements in this Premier League, he's at the top of it. If you're ruling out penalties and free kicks, and again, if he's on penalties, he passes that league, that total. But yet his name's missing from the greatest Premier League forwards. Ask yourself why that is. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, we're gonna move on, yeah, to our next section. So, players who should have more caps. And you know what? Yeah, I've gone for. Let me go to my list, yeah, because I've got 4 players in there, and then obviously I'll let Fitz and Jonas say their ones as well. But I've gone for. Where is it? I've gone for 3 English players and an Italian player. Right. Now the 3 English players for me, one of them I spoke on before in Michael Carrick. You know, again, I'm not going to dwell too much on Michael Carrick, because for me, Michael Carrick should have had more caps, way more caps. But it was the whole trying to fit Gerrard and Lampard into one team, because those guys were either getting goals or action man midfielders, which meant that the likes of your actual true technician in Paul Scholes had to make do for left midfield. That's one of the most idiotic decisions I've ever seen. Your most talented player is doing up left midfield to play 2 guys that were just engines. You know what I mean? And again, that should tell you everything you need to know about English football back then. You know, Michael Carrick don't get picked. Scholes on the left midfield. Gerrard and Lampard fit them into the team. Yeah, madness. Another player, yeah, is Matt Le Tissier. Yeah, Matt Le Tissier, again, he's one of them guys, yeah, you just have to go and watch the Premier League years to see what a bad boy he was. No pace, no strength. The guy used to just walk around the pitch, but when he was on the ball, you just knew what time it was. You know what I mean? The guy was an absolute magician. And again, if Matt Le Tissier was playing in this era of football, he'll be getting criticised because he's not running around like some absolute clown. That's what football's become now.
Just to clarify as well, Carrick only had 34 caps and Le Tissier had 8.
Yeah, 8. And bro, if you remember, yeah, Matt Le Tissier played for the England B team. That was actually a thing, B team, yeah. What did Le Tissier do in his debut for the B team? Anyone know?
I don't remember, you know.
No one knows? Let me see if someone in the chat gets it. Guys, let me know what Matt Le Tissier done in the B team for England when he made his debut.
I'm going to say a hat-trick, because that was
right. It was a hat-trick.
Yeah.
It was a hat-trick.
Yeah, yeah. Was a hat-trick. Yo, that's the type of player he was.
Bro, he was a bad boy. But yet, it was all about Sheringham, you know, absolute disgrace. You know what I mean?
Imagine a world where we had Le Tissier and Cole up front. Bro,
never going to happen, man. Never going to happen, you know? Shane Matt's a total. See you next Tuesday. Hey, listen, you got a lot of them in your team right now, Clock Enders. Trust me, man. You got a lot of them. What's this? At Gav goes in 2023. Cole accused football authorities, FIFA and UEFA, of sweeping racism under the carpet, and argued that not enough progress has been made over the past 30 years. And he's 100% right. Big up, Cole.
This is why he's erased from history.
Yep. Because he's talking the truth. Unfortunately for a lot of them. You know, let's move on. Next player, and big up to Monkey King. Robbie Fowler's in my list. Let me tell you this now, yeah. You see this Robbie Fowler, yeah. He's another player that I do not understand gets overlooked. Maybe because he was doing that celebration where he was snorting something. I don't know, yeah. But let me tell you this now, yeah. When England's best strikers are talked about, his name never gets mentioned. It doesn't make sense. I remember watching Robbie Fowler at Old Trafford against United, yeah. And when Liverpool were wearing that green and white kit, yeah. And Robbie Fowler was devastating. Packed out Schmeichel twice, yeah. And this guy's left foot, again, this guy to me weren't English. Like, you don't be that technical being English. It's impossible, yeah. And he's another one that got overlooked for the Sheringham and Sheringham. And what is Shearer and Sheringham as a strike force produce? Fuck all, yeah. And the likes of Fowler, Cole, these guys, Letitia, these guys couldn't get a sniff because of Shearer and Sheringham. Crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. Robbie Fowler, man. As I said, these guys, just go and watch clips, man, because I genuinely was, worried when United played Liverpool because Fowler was that good. That left foot was sweet, man. As I said, he wasn't English to me, man. Anyway. And then the last player is an Italian, Paolo Di Canio.
Bro, this one was on my list. This shocked the shit out of me.
Bro, I think he got something like 2 caps or something.
No. He didn't get a single cap.
We didn't get a cap.
He never got capped. He had Baggio and Del Piero ahead of him, and then man like Vieri and all that.
Yeah. What I would say on that, yeah, and Inzaghi that was there, yeah. What I would say, that was probably due more to the level, yeah. But then again, like, you're looking at players of that ilk, man, that didn't get caps for their national team. But the thing with me, yeah, is that the Robbie Fowler one and the Matt Letitia one and the Carrick, just basing it on England, yeah. How them guys never got more caps is due to, as I said, how the English saw the football, how the English saw football, because all 3 of them players were all technical, but they were getting shunned for passion merchants players. That's it. Let's just call it what it was. Gerrard, Lampard, Shearer, Sheringham, all passion merchants at the expense of Letitia, Fowler, Carrick. And you wonder why England ain't won nothing major. It's not really a surprise, is it? So those are my 4. Big up to Charlie FNYT. Big up yourself, man. Big up. Jay, what's your 4 before we go into Fitz?
What about caps or players that should have been capped more?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Staying with the Italy theme, how did Balotelli not get more caps, bro? How did Balotelli not get more caps, bro? People disrespect Balotelli like he was dog shit. The kid was fucking brilliant. And
bro, it's the same thing with Andy Coleman. That's why.
Yeah. It's the same reason he had to leave Italy, innit? Because he was getting abuse, bro. Like in Italy, it's different, bro. Like them man are savage with it. Like
fucking absolute brilliant player. I just don't understand how he didn't get cut more for Italy.
You know what? Just quickly, what I say about Balotelli, yeah, is that I don't think enough people take this into consideration. Yeah, look at Balotelli. He's in a country in Italy, yeah, where we know racism is rife there. He's had to deal with all that from a young age. Ghanaian born, deal with that from a young age. Then he had to leave the country because the racism was just too much. Yeah, and not bearing in mind, yeah, he's coming to a different country in England where, I couldn't imagine many players leaving one country that he's suffering racism from to come to another country where he's got to settle, in an area he's not familiar with, and then you get the media that want to jump onto his back. And not to mention, this guy went and played for Italy in the Euros. And if you remember, he was in the Euros team of the tournament. I think he actually got joint top scorer as well. And I think he took them all the way, I believe, to the semi-final, I think it might have been. I don't think there's much respect on his name, not to mention the part he played in helping Man City win their first ever Premier League title. Go and watch the goal for Aguero. That was Balotelli.
Yeah.
but no one wants to talk about it. All they want to talk about is the fireworks and the attitude, the hairstyle, just like with a lot of other players. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
No, that's a good one, bro. That's a good one.
That one. And do you know who I'm surprised you man haven't mentioned?
Who's that?
Do you know who I'm surprised you man haven't mentioned? Your centre back, yeah, that got the most goals in one season has never
Nah,
been
yeah,
capped.
man.
I've got him on my list, bro. I was letting you man go.
Never been capped.
Never
been
got
capped.
capped,
I'm off,
bro.
man.
No. One sec, because I've even got a little bit about this, bro. What
He's
do you know
never
about
been capped.
how did Steve Bruce not get capped when Keown was Des Walker, bro? They even played. Wait for Gav to get back. Gav, hear the disrespect. Hear the disrespect, bro. Bro, they started Des Walker, Martin Keown, Tony Adams. One sec. They even played Carlton Palmer at centre back before giving Brucey a cap.
Nah, no way. So show me the proof. Carlton Palmer.
He shagged someone's wife, bro. I'm telling you. Brucey shagged someone's wife. I'm telling you.
He didn't get a
Bro,
cap, bro.
Carlton Palmer weren't there, man. Show me the proof. I'm not having that.
Bro, I'm telling you, you know what? I will find the fucking the match graphic for you. It caused controversy in it. You can Google that shit, bro. It'll tell you all about it. It caused controversy amongst fan base in it. Cause people were already talking. Bro, people were already talking that Brucey should be getting capped, yeah, and he should be getting called up, and they chose to put Carlton Palmer at centre back, and it caused an outrage.
Carlton Palmer, you know.
Just because we was little when it happened doesn't mean it wasn't big talk, bro. Just go back and check it. It's there, bro. I'm telling you.
Mad.
Brucey, doner kebab, cheesy chips. Well, you know.
Bro, everyone laughs because they see Steve Bruce now, yeah, and they just think, how's that guy serious? But, bro, in the day.
Listen, I remember Brucey, man. Trust me.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Telling you, bro. But yeah, the fact that Paddy was getting capped and Brucey got none whatsoever was a piss take.
Bro, listen, I'm still in shock here that a centre back scored 19 goals in one season. That is crazy, man.
Lethal.
Not even BBD can do that. You know what I mean?
I'll give you two other names that have never been capped as well.
Go on.
Paulo Di Canio.
Yeah. And Arteta.
Yeah, Arteta. Yeah.
Hold on. And
I see that.
Cudicini.
Yeah, Cudicini. Yeah.
Never been capped.
Yeah, but bro, they had Buffon. Why they gonna cap Cudicini? For what reason? Bro, they had
now,
Buffon,
you know what?
Francesco Toldo. You know what I mean?
Know what though? Yo, Jonas, man, I'm disappointed. I've got two man down here for you, just for you.
Marcus Babbel.
Nah, man, Fabinho.
Nah, he was capped.
Yeah, that's mad.
Fabinho got 30 caps.
That's mad.
Yeah, and two right as well.
What do you mean two right, brother?
What? You think Fabinho was that sort of level? Nah, come on, man.
Fabinho was that guy, bro.
Nah,
you
better than Casemiro?
I believe saying considering fucking Carrick and Fabinho both got 30 odd caps, yeah? Is it not fair to say that they're both outrageous?
I disagree. I'll tell you why I disagree, yeah? The level of Brazil in comparison to
but
England.
we're talking midfield, bro. The level in Brazil has never always.
Give me the midfielders then. Give me the midfielders. Brazil
bro,
midfielders.
Right. So Casemiro, Fernandinho, and Fred were getting capped ahead of him.
Brother,
I'm fine with that.
You're playing game. He's playing game.
I'm fine with that.
He's playing
game. One sec. This one you've got to agree with, and I've got a little something to spin off after it. Steve McManaman only got 37 caps and was a two-time Champions League winner.
Yeah.
Bro,
who was the wingers ahead of Steve McManaman though?
Nah, only Beckham and Anderton. And when Hoddle was in charge, bro, check this one. Hoddle was the reason why he didn't get games because Hoddle went to a 3-5-2 and decided to play Graham Lasso there instead.
Yeah.
Right? And one sec. You know what else? When you actually search out people that should have got more caps, one of the names that comes up in articles all the time is Glenn Hoddle himself. 53 caps, yeah? Check this one. Have you seen the Platini quote on fucking Glenn Hoddle?
Didn't he say he's one of the best midfielders, something like that?
So, along those lines, but one sec. Tell me where you heard something similar to this quote before. If Hoddle had been born French, he would have played 150 times for his country. Did I not say if Andy Cole was born French, Spanish, fucking Brazilian, whatever? Bro, exactly the same sentiment was said about Glenn Hoddle, and then Glenn Hoddle went and did the same fucking thing to Andy Cole.
Oh, yeah.
The irony of that is fucking, bro, it makes me sick.
Again, though, yeah. Who was ahead of Glenn Hoddle in the England squad? Was it Gascoigne and that?
No. So check now. Robbo, yeah, which is a fair enough shout, but then Ray Wilkins and Peter Reid. Bro. Because they wanted a grittier midfield, bro. They didn't want that flair.
Hey, so that's what I was going to get into now, yeah? It doesn't surprise me Hoddle didn't get much game time because this goes back here to the perception of what English football is. They're not going to play a silky number 10 because they look at them as a liability. So you got man like Peter Reid and who's the other guy? Ray Wilkins running around in midfield, just putting in tackles. That's what the country was about. So when we're seeing the likes of Matt Letitia not playing and players like that, Michael Carrick,
but would you not have
thought? It's not by surprise. You know,
but bro, would you not have thought a player that was held back from his international career because of the type of player he was would have afforded the opportunity to a Letitia and a Cole and that? Cause these man, he should have seen something of himself, at least Letitia.
Yeah, but
you
bro,
know what I mean?
I'll put it to you like this now. Yeah, I'll put it to you like this. Yeah, Glenn Hoddle would have thought to himself, well, if I'm not getting many caps, then I'm sorry, but Letitia can't be the one to get caps at my expense. Yeah, he could have thought it like that. And the Andy Cole one, how do we know he didn't take the side of Teddy Sheringham?
No, I hear it.
See what I mean?
I hear it. And considering we just mentioned the man himself, 15 caps. Gav, let's get into these graphics, bro. Because
let me go through this comment quickly. I'm not saying Walcott deserved more caps, but he sent England to the World Cup with his hat trick and didn't even get on that plane at the time. I thought it was harsh. Yeah, to be fair, man. Yeah, listen, Walcott was to be fair, Walcott was a good finisher and he had pace, but the very fact that the likes of Walcott, Gary Bonlahor, you know, all these pace merchants that are crap, yeah, were getting game time, just shows you where English football was at the time. You see what I mean? Big up to Christopher McGrath as well. Big up yourself. But yeah, Fitz, listen, let's get into it anyway.
Yeah,
so what one do you want? The first one,
yeah? Image one, and we'll just go through in order from here, innit? So you see, Andy Cole, obviously, I'm going from the season because obviously we had an international tournament in 1994, and considering the 93 to 94 season was his standout, the best that the league's ever seen, he should have really gone to the tournament, innit? But we'll get into that in a sec. But in total, after that, my man only got 15 caps, and we're looking at the space between where the first and last tournament Andy Cole could have gone to. Yeah, and we're seeing the caps that players got during that time. So just between 94 to 2002, they're the caps that were given to players that were taken as forwards. So Paul Merson in the mid-90s was taken as a forward option, and he got 8 caps from 94 to 98. Vassell in 2002 got 8 caps, but those 8 caps could have gone to Cole if he'd have gone to that fucking tournament. You know what I mean? Peter Beardsley, his strike partner during his standout season at Newcastle in 93-94, between 94 and 96, nearly equaled the same caps that Cole got in his whole career. In 2 years, he nearly equaled what Andy Cole got. And bear in mind, that's off the back of Andy Cole's best season. That's outrageous. Les Ferdinand, within 4 years, had been capped more times than Cole did out of his whole fucking career.
That's a disgrace, by the way. That is a disgrace. How was Les Ferdinand getting more caps than Andy Cole?
Fuck knows.
Because he's better in the air?
bro. I have no idea. I've got a theory because bear in mind, certain players like seem to get given the blight almost by the media, and they don't get targeted half as much, and they're almost like look at Heskey. Heskey's always been kind of seen as laughed at as like a donkey. Yep. You know what I mean?
He was crucial for Michael Owen. Remember?
But this is the thing, though. They need someone that's shit for the other striker that they want to stand out in it. So for me, the theory is Heskey was taken for Owen to look good. For me,
everyone knows that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Les Ferdinand was there for Shearer to look good. Let's be clear. If they took Andy Cole, people would have been saying Shearer needs to hit that bench more often.
Yep.
You get me? Ian Wright got more caps at 21 within the space of 4 years over Andy Cole's 8. Heskey, within 94 to 2000, got 26 caps when Andy Cole only got 15. That's a piss take. Robbie Fowler, criminally low. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to... Having the same roundabout as Cole, I'm not going to knock him. That's criminally low. You get me? Michael Owen, not going to knock it. He was a standout young talent. But here's where we get to fucking what was going on in the FA's fucking back room, because Teddy Sheringham and Alan Shearer having a combined 100+ caps between them is a fucking joke. Like, what? Can anyone explain that to me? Anyone in the chat or Jonas, Gav, any fucking reasoning behind
no explanation,
bro? I'll tell you what it was. Yeah, it's very clear to me that they wanted to have a white strike force. It's just that simple. Let's just call it what it is. They don't want to see Andy Cole in the front line. Of course not. Bro. When Andy Cole's got the top goal scorer, most goal involvements, there should be no question, if we're looking at it for numbers, why he's not figuring regularly.
Exactly. But here's
we know what it is,
bro. Here's the biggest piss take. If we flick onto the next one now, yeah, we're gonna look at the strikers that went to each tournament. So, okay, everyone see that now, yeah. Right, so you see in 94, we took Shearer, Ferdinand, Wright, Beardsley. So I'm judging off the season before that tournament, yeah, because that tournament's going to come in the summer. So the season that's just wrapped up, they're the numbers each player got, yeah. So Shearer with 31 goals, 4 assists. Obviously Cole with 34 and 13. Everybody else was much lower than Cole, yeah. No reason why he wasn't at that World Cup. Why wasn't a 22-year-old Cole in the form of his life at that World Cup? Look at the next one, the Euros '96. I've not even put stats.
Bro, before you actually go on to that, quickly.
Go on.
So we all know, the kind of era that was as well. It was about goals, isn't it?
Yep.
So again, because the way that I see this is that they were desperate to make Alan Shearer the golden boy. Yeah. So if we're basing it off just pure numbers, you've got Andy Cole that hit more goals and assists than Shearer, and he's the only one that didn't go. But Shearer was a number 9. Why is that?
Yep. And you look at Ferdinand and Wright and Beardsley that season, nowhere near the numbers. Ferdinand specifically, I don't know, like he had photos on someone that I don't know what was going on, because he went to far too many tournaments for his level. And look, we'll get there in a minute, in fact, but look, so 96 Euros, yeah. I want to get past this one because I want to get to this next one for the stats. It's a piss take. So 96 Euros, I've not even put goals and assists in there because Andy Cole won the double. Fuck everything else. He won the domestic double, which wasn't a regular.
He still
didn't go to the Euros. Yeah. So now let's skip straight to the 98 World Cup. Ferdinand, 5 goals, 4 assists when Cole scored 23 goals and 1 assist. Why was Ferdinand on that fucking plane? Not it was probably a ferry for France, wasn't it? But why was he there, bro? Furthermore,
bro,
why
this
did
is
they take
ridiculous,
Paul
man.
Merson as a forward with 16 goals and 2 assists?
Bro, let me stop you there quickly, yeah. Hey, Coley, man, if you're watching this, yeah, we got your back, man. Because this is bro, this is disgraceful. I'm telling you, bro.
Someone's
again,
got to give the
people-
man his flowers, bro. And nobody
Bro.
else out there is doing it.
Bro, people don't wanna have these conversations because you know the poll that I done the other day, yeah? Yeah.
Mhm.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Let me check it now, yeah, to see what the because I done this poll on purpose, by the way, because I knew exactly what was gonna happen. And this is part of the problem, yeah. People do not do their sort of research, they just go with what the generals say, yeah. So I said, yeah, so far it's got 38 votes, yeah. I said, who was the best striker out of these four? Rank them in order, yeah. In last place is Christian Vieri. Again, I'm not really surprised because I think a lot of fans are unfamiliar with Christian Vieri, yeah. Who do you think they've got in first place?
It's gonna be either Batistuta or Coley now after how much I've been on about it.
Bro, 38 votes. Alan Shearer's top 50%.
Of course he is.
Batistuta and Cole are tied at 21%. They're both better than Alan Shearer. They're both
How
better
did
than
Alan
Alan Shearer. Bro, Shearer's top on 50%.
What? Fuck.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like this is what you're up against, yeah? Because the only people that are rating Shearer is because Shearer's name is relevant. And again, they're gonna point to the fact that Shearer's the record goal scorer in the Premier League on 260. So in people's eyes, they don't really care about what records Andy Cole has.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? This is what you're up against.
But this is the thing. Okay, like look, like for example, like looking at the 2,000 euros, yeah. Andy Cole wasn't like he'd not scored more than fucking Shearer that year. And obviously Kevin Phillips had a standout year, but he'd scored more than Fowler, Owen, and Heskey. And that year he'd won the Premier League and what is considered now the Club World Cup, the Intercontinental Cup. Yeah, so he'd won all that and then still had a good season. And look at 2002, bro. Cole had 18 goals, 16 assists. Owen had 28 and 4. But look at everybody else, bro. Sheringham, Fowler, Heskey, Vassell.
Sorry, bro. Sorry. Say that again. Sorry, I missed that one. Sorry.
Look at the 2002 World Cup goals now, yeah? Like, obviously, take Owen out because he had a standout year in 2002.
Yeah.
Look at Sheringham, Fowler, Heskey, and Vassell, and then look at Cole. Why as a forward, why? Because him not going to that World Cup, essentially, that's why his last game was 2001 for England, because he didn't get called up when he should have. So he'd retired after that. But tell me a reason why he didn't go to one of those 5 major tournaments there, considering everything.
Well, bro, I can tell you this easy, yeah. Have a like if you look at all the competitions, yeah, bar the 2002 World Cup, whose name is not there?
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So if you check the pattern, yeah.
So
because
every year,
if you look at for England, yeah, it was either gonna be Shearer or Cole. Now Andy Cole was always up against it for reasons that we know why, yeah. If you look at the pattern, yeah, up until the 2002 World Cup, there's one person's name that's not there. Alan Shearer, yeah? But the reason I mention that, yeah, is because who was the guy that took over from Alan Shearer?
Michael Owen, innit?
There you go.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So basically, what I'm trying to say,
there's a clear
Shearer
wonder
and
boy
Owen
every
were the
year,
ones.
Yeah, there's a clear wonder boy every single year. Yeah. And you can see like we'd rather take weaker strikers and weaker options to mask the fact that our star boy is not our actual star boy.
Yeah.
It's infuriating to see, bro. Because looking at that, like considering people talk about our golden generation, we didn't even start our best striker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people talk about, because I seen Lumi tried to comment about one goal against Albania. Yeah, because out of his 15 caps, he started 7 off the bench. What are we talking about? And 2 that he started, he got subbed off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this man was never even given a chance. It's an absolute joke. And you know what? Yeah, for people that are thinking, oh well, you can manipulate stats, whatever. All right, cool. Gav, let's move on now. Yeah, and let's just have a look at what this guy's stats actually are in it, and let's actually like weigh up. Am I talking shit, or is Andy Cole really the main article?
Bro, this one I see, yeah, I couldn't actually believe this. The top 2. I couldn't actually believe.
Bro, I beg you read through this, because I'm just gonna mute it set while I go and make a quick drink in it. But I beg you just read through this one for me.
Guys, listen, Andy Cole, first and foremost, yeah, he doesn't get the respect that he deserves. And I remember when, you know, we was doing our all-time Premier League greatest 11, yeah. And even when Fitz mentioned Andy Cole, yeah, even myself, and bearing in mind, yeah, Andy Cole was my idol growing up watching Manchester United, yeah. And even myself forgot how good Andy Cole was. Yeah, and that's because of the media narrative that was driven against Andy Cole. You know, Glenn Hoddle famously said Andy Cole needs 4 chances to score 1 goal, which in actual fact is an absolute lie. Yeah, look at Andy Cole's record. Yeah, 187 Premier League goals, 1 penalty. Bro, 1 penalty and 187 Premier League goals. Do you know how mad that is? Because you check all the top scorers in the Premier League, they were all penalty takers. Even the list, yeah, that I brought up to you guys earlier, yeah. Look at the list of players that I brought up to you earlier. Thierry Henry was the penalty taker for Arsenal. Salah, penalty taker for Liverpool. Alan Shearer, penalty taker for Newcastle. Ronaldo, penalty taker for United. Rooney was a penalty taker until Ronaldo became it. Harry Kane, penalty taker. Aguero, penalty taker. Drogba wasn't, to be fair, but Lampard was. Neither was Bergkamp. Erling Haaland, penalty taker. So again, when you think that this guy's got 187 Premier League goals with 1 penalty, and you think to yourself that he's got the most goal involvements after taking 0 penalties and 0 free kicks, you can't tell me there's an agenda to not give Andy Cole his flowers. It's just blatantly obvious. Yeah.
And 440.
Go on.
Quick, just a quick one. Thierry Henry as well used to take a lot of free kicks. People overlook that one a lot as well.
Ronaldo did as well. In that list we're still talking about. Andy Cole, 414 Premier League games, 24 offsides. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Bro, I'll say it again, yeah. 414 Premier League games, and he was only offside 24 times. I mean, bro, he's not even reached 50 offsides.
But that's the thing, bro. We didn't even reach 25. What we talking about? He didn't even reach half that. But that's the thing, though, bro. That's how quick he was. People overlook like his attributes because, like, a lot of the clips that they do see, he's just finishing. But if you actually like watch his movement, like I like to go back and watch whole games. I've said it before. I constantly go back and watch that semi-final in Turin, the Juve one in '99, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, the speed of Andy Cole, ridiculous. That whole every game apart from the final. Everyone had a tough game, but every game building up to that, he was the guy for us in the Champions League.
Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. 5 Premier League hat-tricks. He won the league's top goal scorer once. He equaled the golden shoe, 93-94 with Ali McCoist. And if you remember, Ali McCoist actually got awarded it, which made no sense because Ali McCoist was playing for Rangers in Scotland, which has a weaker league. So the coefficient should have given it to Andy Cole. Why didn't that happen? If that was Alan Shearer, who they giving it to?
Exactly.
Right. 5 times Premier League champion, Champions League champion, UCL champion, 18 UCL goals, Man United's Champions League all-time top scorer. Bro, even that one, I didn't even know.
Yeah, when he left, he was our all-time top goal scorer.
22 goals non-Premier League. 2 times FA Cup winner, 15 goals in the FA Cup. League Cup winner, 16 goals in the League Cup. Andy Cole, guys. Fitz, there's one for you, bro.
Go on.
On the screen, go on.
One sec. Yeah. We just touched on that. Obviously, like I said, 7 of those appearances were off the bench. So how many minutes was he actually given? And another 2 that he started, he got subbed off. Trust me, mate, I've done all my research for this. Like, I'll argue this today. The Carl's going, wait, yo, if you've been triggered so far, bro, whoever, I can't remember the name now, whoever that was, if you triggered so far, wait until the next card. You're really going to hate me.
So look, Michael Owen and Shearer was strong completion for England. They was always going to get picked. Yeah, you have to ask yourself why that was. Because when they're picking Owen and Shearer, yeah, you wouldn't have even minded if both of them would have won a trophy for England. They won nothing together, and that was to the expense of Andy Cole. But again, go and check Andy Cole's record. I'm gonna put it back up again just so people are aware, yeah. Because going back to this, the World Cup, the Euros, the 98 World Cup, 2000 and 2002, yeah. If we're picking it basically on goals, yeah, Andy Cole hit 34 goals, 13 assists. He bettered the number 1 striker that England tried to look at, Alan Shearer. He bettered him. There's no argument. If you want to go to the 96 Euros, Cole won a Premier League and an FA Cup. There's no need to include the numbers. Yeah. Big up to Lumi Rain as well. Lumi, there's one for you. Yeah. The World Cup, guys. Yeah. Andy Cole hit 23 goals and 1 assist before the 98 World Cup. Alan Shearer, who was the golden boy, hit 7 goals.
And
so
they'll
hit 7 goals.
Yeah, they'll argue that he had an injury as well, Shearer, which he did. But let's be clear, fucking what is it now? That I think it was the 2000 season. Cole had an injury as well, but still managed 22. Andy goal one. She's taking the piss. Yo, but this is what I'm saying, Lumi. I'm here for this. Cool. But this is what I'm saying. Look, he out of the 15 games, 7 he came on as a sub. 2 of the games that he started, he went off as a sub. So how many minutes was this guy actually afforded in an England shirt on a pitch?
Yeah, but bro, let's put that to the side, yeah, because we all know, yeah, Andy Cole didn't get half as many appearances as he should do, yeah, and we all know why that was. Let's put that to the side, yeah. I'm more interested in what I've got on the screen right now, yeah, because it would be a different conversation if leading up to the competitions, yeah, if Andy Cole wasn't really getting goals because he'll have no leg to stand on, yeah. But when you look at the World Cup, the 96 Euros, the 98 World Cup, yeah, and you look at the 2000 Euros, he has consistently been one of the top scorers, yeah. Obviously, the 2000 Euros, yeah. Obviously, Kevin Phillips had a freak season. He got 30 goals, 4 assists. Shearer got 24 goals, 7 assists, yeah. But Cole won a Premier League and an Intercontinental Cup as well as the goals, yeah. And then you look at the 2002 World Cup when obviously there was no more Alan Shearer. He still managed to get 18 goals before the 2002 World Cup and was only surpassed by Michael Owen, yeah. So you can clearly see consistently Andy Cole's hitting serious numbers, but yet he doesn't get called up to not one of them 5 tournaments. Why is that?
You know what the absolute insult to injury part of it is? When you actually deep it, you see that between 94 and 2002, the 2 star boys, Michael Owen and Alan Shearer, had 1 Premier League title between them, while Andy Cole accumulated 5 and the Champions League. and was United's top goal scorer in the Champions League. Bro, I don't care what any argument is. Anyone at this point that's coming with them kind of comments, I know Lumi's trolling. She wants to rage bait, innit? So that's what I know that this is at this point, because with all this stats, this is why I've done it, because I know for a fact now no one can say anything, and if anyone does, I just know, right, you're a troll now. No, I'll deal with it accordingly, you know what I mean? But nah, man, it's all there for people to see. And obviously,
right. Let's go on to number 4, innit?
Yeah, move on to number 4 now. Cause this is where it's records now, cause people like to talk about records, innit? So most open play goals in a season. Yeah.
And you know what, Fitz, you know what? Big up to yourself, bro, because you've done the research here, and you see things like this need to be spoken about, because the praise that Andy Cole doesn't get, man, is just not spoken on. So let's go through this, yeah. Most open play goals in a Premier League season, 34. So the guy that wasn't included in Sky Sports' top 10 forwards has the most goals from open play in a Premier League season. Yep. 34, yeah? Second most goals in a Premier League season. Scratch that. Who? No, he's got the most, doesn't he? I swear he has.
No, well, from open play he has, but Haaland's got 36 in a season. But during that, if you go back to the other, well, I'll just jump back to it quickly for you. Haaland scored how many penalties? 7 penalties. So realistically, he scored 29 goals.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Cause I'm not here for penalties. But like I say, statistically, the record is Erling Haaland holds it because he's got them 7 penalties. But that's why he's got the most open play goals in a season, second most goals in a season. Obviously,
question then. If a striker's through on goal, and he gets tackled last minute, but he's due to score that goal, can we not count that penalty as a goal because he would have rounded the keeper?
Well, here's the thing: if we're gonna go through every penalty that striker's scored and see the build up to it, I'd be willing to do that, but that's gonna be a lot of time, and where we're gonna have that footage. Yeah, but for me, for the joke, I'm not counting it when the strikers like I say, Andy Cole, who would have been through on goal. It would have been a goal, but when he's gone down, Dennis Irwin or Eric Cantona took that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So now I'm not really willing to, because the reason Cole's even said the reason why he never took penalties and never wanted to take penalties was because he always felt that if you can't do it in open play, you're not good enough. That's your job as a striker, to score in it. So if you can't do it in open play, then why are you a striker? Which is fair enough, because look at Dennis Irwin's penalty record. He didn't need to be a striker to score penalties. You know what I mean? So I'm going more with Cole's mentality, because I actually do respect the thought process for a striker to say, nah, no shortcuts whatsoever, and still have the records that he's got. Because look, without penalties, look at the rest of it. Look at joint most goal contributions, and obviously we talked about the penalties already. Yeah, joint most goals in a Premier League game. Yeah, which means he was the first of 5, because that's further down the list, but we'll jump to that now. First person ever to score 5 goals in a Premier League game, and technically it was 1/2 because he came on for the second.
That was against Ipswich Town as well.
Yeah, in the Prem, 9-0 in the end, because Andy Cole bagged 5.5. So this is and was the first to do it, and still to this day, no striker, no player that's ever played in the Prem has ever scored more in a game. You know what I mean? People can match it, but no one's ever passed it. This is the thing with a lot of his shit. People can match his record, or if they break it, there's an asterisk. Like I say, we'll carry on. Where are we up to? Joint most goals in a Premier League game, innit? Go on, Gav. Go for the next one.
Big up to Gamer, man. Big up yourself. So yeah, let's go through it. So joint most goal contributions in the Premier League season, 47, which was 34 goals, 13 assists. Salah matched the record with 9 penalties, plus Shearer matched it with 10 penalties. And guys, just to reiterate, yeah, Andy Cole had the most goal involvements in one season with 0 free kicks, 0 penalties. Yeah, just want to reiterate that because people need to realize what level of striker Andy Cole was, because the media will have you believe that he's just some waste man out there. And again, the records are there. Joint most goals in the Premier League season, first top scorer and top assist in the Premier League season, fastest to 50 Premier League goals from open play, second fastest to 50 Premier League goals. Haaland holds the records, but included in that is 11 penalties. First to score 5 goals in a game, technically one half of a game, which again we just mentioned was against Ipswich Town. Most matches scored in a season, 26. Second all-time Premier League top scorer without penalties. 5th all-time Premier League top scorer. And guys, I asked you the question again, yeah? When Sky Sports are doing this nonsense, yeah, about the top 10 forwards to play in the league, when we're telling you that that Andy Cole holds the joint record for the most goals in a season, but he done it for the most goal contributions in a season, but he done it with 0 penalties, you have to ask yourself the question, why is Andy Cole's name being ignored from this conversation? That's all I want to know. Because we know that I know the reason. We all know the reason. But you have to ask yourself, why is it he's been ignored? You know? Because looking at these records right now, you know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that are not aware of these records. And as Gamer has said, because he's black, there we go. Just call it what it is. Let's not
100%.
sugarcoat it. Let's
Like
not
I said,
sugarcoat it.
Thank
Thank God his name's not called Raekwon or something like that. You know what I mean? Because it would have been erased from memory.
Cause the thing is, yo, bro, have you considering he was the first player to be the top goal scorer and the top assists in the same season? You would have thought that that's a stat that constantly get passed through season to season. You get me?
Yeah.
No word of it. You've got to search these stats out to find out. It's insane. For the joke, I remember Googling to prove a point about who's got the most goal involvements in a season, yeah. And it used to come up before Salah did it. It used to come up just Alan Shearer, and then I've had to fucking go in deeper and search it out where I can fucking prove. And I'm like, look, and bro, we did it in 2 less games. So why is Google trying to say it's Shearer and not Andy Cole?
Bro, we know why, innit? You know what I mean? It's not gonna surprise me, you know what I mean? Because I've seen this pattern for all too long, innit? But listen, we're gonna move on to the next page, yeah. Now,
but before we do though, Gav, I just want to establish something. So Jonas, can we all agree here? Because I know Gav agrees on this, that the Balon d'Or is essentially it's a popularity contest, and it's very much dependent on what happens international football wise.
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
And GA as well.
Yeah.
No, it don't matter about that. It matters what happens on your international, because there was one season where Salah should have won it and he didn't win it, and Modric won it because they got to a cup final.
Bro, you're missing. Yeah, but you're missing it as well, though. Yeah. Have a look what else Modric won in that season.
Yeah, but Salah was brilliant. This is what I mean. But the international.
But wait. Yeah. If you're saying that Croatia got to the final, yeah, Real Madrid also won the Champions League. So how the Balon d'Or is done, yeah, is whoever scores the most goal, who has the best GA, and who wins the Champions League, and in the World Cup plays a factor. Because look at Ousmane Dembele, yeah, who just recently won it. What did Dembele win, and what was his GA like? He won Champions League. He had very good GA, and not to mention PSG won Ligue R as well. Salah in that season, I believe, only had good GA. You see what I mean?
Despite better goals, having better goals and assists than Modric. Yeah, so this was mainly due to the fact that Luka Modric had a thing that a World Cup.
Let me just go through the chat, yeah, while you're looking at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Ever full England team, they have to play half black and half white, so there's no bad press. This is nonsense. Nah, listen, it's not even about that, Rob James, yeah. It's just about there's a reason why Andy Cole was overlooked. And then when you look at the records, yeah, you have to ask yourself why that is. And reading between the lines, it's obvious what's going on. Lumi Rain says 68 goals in 84 games for Newcastle was wild. So why he's not a legend there like Shearer?
Exactly.
Lumi, there you go. There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
So
there you go. Go on.
He captain, so he won Champions League with Real Madrid. He got 4 goals and 12 assists in 59 games. Yes.
But again, Jonas, yeah. You see how the Balon d'Ors works, yeah. This is why Messi and Ronaldo dominated it for so long, because Messi and Ronaldo were playing for 2 of the biggest teams in the world. They were either winning La Ligas or Champions League. Not to mention, they had PR that was some of the best PR the game's ever seen. Yeah, until Jude Bellingham and Saka have overtaken it, and Bruno Fernandes, etc. Yeah, and then not to mention, those guys were scoring the most goals out of everyone. So this is why Messi and Ronaldo were juggling it between both of them. The reason Neymar didn't win it is because you can't talk about Neymar's ability, because his ability is up there with anyone, and Neymar was getting numbers. But the problem is Neymar wasn't getting the numbers like Messi and Ronaldo, and the PR that Messi and Ronaldo had in comparison to Neymar wasn't there. And all you need to know from that is look at how Neymar is viewed in this country. There's a reason for all this, yeah. And this is why I'm mentioning the reason Modric got it, yeah, is because, and I'm happy Modric got it, because it means that they were going away from someone getting it because of GA. But Modric won Champions League, took his team to a final, is a top player, which is why he got it. And if Salah would have got given the Balon d'Or, it would have been a disgrace to football, because the Balon d'Or is meant to be based on the absolute best player. And numbers should never be a sign of you getting the Balon d'Or.
I fully agree that Modric should be on the Balon d'Or list before Salah should. But at the same time, I will fully admit that obviously him winning the Champions League with Real Madrid, let's be real, there was probably 5 names that the Ballon d'Or people were thinking, go to any of these, let's just see what happens at the World Cup. Who does best at the World Cup will kind of decide which Real player is going to get this, because they've always had that kind of squad. You know what I mean? So for me,
Salah had set the record that season. So he had got 32 goals in a 38-game season. He had 44 goals and 14 assists. He was a key factor in Liverpool getting to that final. Fair enough, they lost the final. We were dog shit.
Yeah.
I'll happily admit that. But again, when you look at, I know it's not a numbers game, but when you look at it, Real Madrid were always going to get. Real Madrid were fucking brilliant that season.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah, but bro, what I'm explaining to you, yeah, as I said, if you look at the Messi and Ronaldo combination of why they were winning Ballon d'Ors, is because they were fitting everything that needed to win the Ballon d'Or in terms of trophies and goals and PR. Yeah. Although Salah did have good numbers, yeah. If you got good numbers but you're not winning nothing, it means nothing really. That's just the basis of it. You know, and this is why I'm saying to you, when there was talk about the Ballon d'Or, I specifically said, I could tell who was going to win it. I consistently said the top 2 are going to be Dembele and Yamal. And the reason for that is because Yamal, for what he done for Spain in the Euros, and he's the new star coming through. But Dembele was always going to win it. The only player that could have troubled Dembele in winning the Ballon d'Or, and again, it wouldn't have been right anyway, was Rafinha. Because Rafinha had serious numbers. Barcelona won La Liga, but Dembele won Champions League. Because it would have been interesting to see, if Barcelona would have won the Champions League, then it would have been given to either Yamal or to Rafinha. Now, the way that the Ballon d'Or works, you would have expected it to go to Rafinha, because Rafinha had better numbers than Yamal. That's how it works, bro. But the Modric one was different because we all know Modric is a top player anyway. But Modric won Champions League, and he got got his team Croatia to the final. So which is why he was in there, even though he had average numbers or poor numbers.
No, but Gav, say no, yeah. Say for example, if Barcelona win the Champions League, and then Rafinha ends up meeting Yamal in the final of the World Cup. Yeah? Whoever wins that World Cup gets that Balon d'Or. No?
Yeah, I agree.
You get me? That's what my point is about how international football influences the Balon d'Or.
Let me stop you there quickly though, yeah. So when you're mentioning Rafinha and you're mentioning Yamal, yeah, the reason why it will come down to Yamal or Rafinha, even though Rafinha had better numbers, you have to capitalize on what a star Yamal is.
Yeah.
Because if Yamal was just any player and he made it to the final against Rafinha would get the nod because he's got the better numbers. You see what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. That's where the popularity contest aspect comes in as well. So it is popularity as well as who does what in internationally and in the Champions League, essentially, in it. Obviously, for me, we're going to exclude international because obviously Glenn Hoddle was a dickhead and R9 actually got an opportunity. But let's move on to this next one now, because I just want to compare at club level R9 with Andy Cole, and people are going to laugh, but their best seasons, whilst Gav's getting that up, Andy Cole's best season, as we know, 47 goal involvements, fucking 34 goals, 13 assists, no penalties, R9's best season was the 96-97 season at Barca. 44 goals. Huh?
No, go on, carry on.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say 44 goal involvements, 34 goals, 10 assists, but 4 of them were penalties. Yeah, so technically he had less assists and less open play goals. A less impressive season, you could say, considering Andy Cole did it at Newcastle when Newcastle were not competing for the league. And obviously Barcelona were Barcelona in 1996, 97 in what was considered a much weaker league compared to the Premier League, because it was always Italy top tier back then, but we'd considered ourselves a stronger league with more competitive teams than Spain did. So
and you know what, just before I put this up on the screen, just so I don't forget, R9 is my favorite ever striker. Like, I've said this multiple times. There ain't a striker that comes close to R9 for me. There's obviously Benzema, emulated his game on him. Adriano for me could have, even equaled him or surpassed him in my opinion. But when Fitz mentioned about Cole being on R9's level, I ain't gonna lie, I laughed. I was actually mocking it. Let me tell you now, I'm taking that back because it's purely because of what the media have made it seem that Andy Cole is any guy. But I'm gonna go to the next screen now, and you'll just see the comparison between R9 and Cole. Again, Andy Cole's R9's my guy. There ain't gonna be a better striker than him for me. But you have to give respect to Andy Cole, So Fitz, go on. You want to take it away?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, you do R9 side, so we'll go 1 for 1, and I'll do Cole, you do R9,
Cool. All right. So R9, 384 league appearances for Brazil, Holland, Spain, and Italy.
Yeah. Cole had 481 league appearances in all English leagues.
Yeah. So R9 had 344 league goal involvements.
Cole had 315 league goal involvements.
280 league. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, so there's not too much between them already. You know what I mean? Like, but go on.
Yeah. R9, 280 league goals.
Cole, 212 league goals total.
Yeah. So R9 basically had 250 league goals from open play.
Yeah, Cole obviously only take 1 off his, so 211 in open play.
Yeah. And then the golden shoe, which is the top goal scorer around Europe. Yeah. Oh, no, around the world, should I say. And then R9 won it in 96, 97 with 34.
Yeah, and Coley equaled the 93, 94 at 34 when it should have been given to Cole, as you've already touched on prior. So
Yeah.
let's be real, they've both got a golden shoe each, but Cole never got given his statue.
Yeah, true. And how McCoy was in there after playing in Scotland doesn't make sense, really. Because the thing is Ali McCoy is going to do that in England? Hell no, because he was whack. I used to watch that guy. He was crap. You know what I mean? No, bro, he was rubbish, bro. He was just a run-of-the-mill striker, man, that just get the little tap-ins. He was rubbish. You know what I mean? I used to watch Scottish football heavily, and he was whack. Henrik Larsson was by far one of the best striker in that league. Yeah. Henrik Larsson was a joke, but yeah, McCoy's meant to be rating him, and he's a terrible pundit as well, man. Fuck him. But anyway, 2 times league top scorer, R9.
Yeah, Coley, 1-time league top goal scorer.
R9, 2 La Ligas, which is surprising, to be honest with you.
Cole, 5 Premier Leagues.
Yeah. R9, obviously, as we know, never won a Champions League, but won a UEFA Cup.
Coley skipped that one and did the big one.
R9, right. bro, I almost choked.
Yo, we're just keeping it real here, innit? Let's be 100.
And this is what I'm trying to tell you, yeah. R9, I think everyone agrees, yeah. I know Gamers said it as well, yeah. R9's number 1, yeah. R9 is the greatest striker I've seen. R9, 14 Champions League goals.
Cole, 18 Champions League goals. At club level, tell me there's not an argument to be had that Andy Cole is the best club striker of all time.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. How can you not, yeah? How can you not agree with that? How can you not agree with that? Because people might chuck in, yeah, Erling Haaland. But why? Why would you chuck in Erling Haaland?
But this is what I'm saying. You could do if you wanted to, but then you've also got to like bear in mind these two played in the exact same era, breaking through. Cole was 22 when he broke through. What fucking 3 years later, Ronaldo broke through at 20. There's not a great deal between these two. Same era, same players, same quality of football, same level of fitness, as Clockenders likes to mention when we're talking about debates like this. Like I say, man, you really compare players. This is how you compare players from like this. This is the same era. If you want to go different eras, this is where we then start listing defenders that Coley had to come up against defenders that Haaland does. And let's be clear, we don't even want to get into that because we'll start hurting feelings.
It's true. It's true. I'm telling you, man. And you know what it is as well now, yeah? Again, I've seen a recent clip of Coley, yeah? Who does Coley look at as the number 1 striker?
R9.
The one in the yellow shirt right there. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So he's even humble enough to know that R9's the guy, yeah? But when you actually look at the totals, it's crazy. And this is why, yeah, people need to forget about GA, because Erling Haaland is going to finish his career, yeah, with a lot better GA than R9. There is no one on God's green earth that will ever tell me Erling Haaland is better than R9. Just not going to happen. There's no one that's going to tell me that Haaland is better than Andy Cole. It's impossible. Impossible. I couldn't care about numbers. Numbers should only be used as a bonus when you're trying to, if you're having a discussion with someone about a player, you go to the qualities first. Yeah. Then you go to the numbers if you need to. But whenever someone comes out with numbers, I had one guy the other day tell me about Bruno Fernandes. Yesterday, actually, it was last night. What's the first thing he come out with? Oh, Bruno's numbers have won games for United. And again, like when I'm hearing that, I switch off because it's like, yeah, like you just don't get it, man. Football's more than that, you know. And this is the problem you're up against. People just don't want to have the conversation. They just want to just throw numbers about. Because looking at these numbers right now, these numbers ain't really great in comparison to what Messi, Ronaldo, and a lot of these guys were doing. But what you have to look at, yeah, is the caliber of defenders or the era that these guys were playing in. Because the era that R9 and Cole were playing in is a lot more difficult than what's going on right now.
Yeah.
A lot more difficult.
And you think about it, I never heard the term stat padding until what, 15 years ago?
Bro, I when I started hearing that talk, I thought, yeah, we're in trouble here, man. Stat padding.
But this is what I'm
How about
saying, man.
Charlie Bob?
The era we're comparing here is, like I say, it's the perfect era for me when it was football wise, because it was all about the actual football. You know what I mean? It wasn't a case of what manager's gonna, how's he gonna set? Is it gonna be a low block? Is it gonna be that shit? Bores the fuck out of me. I liked sitting down, not knowing what's gonna happen, just knowing there's so many sick attacking players and so many rock solid defenders. That every game was interesting to a degree. Like when you sat down to watch the big games, you were never disappointed, ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like even like when we go to the 98 World Cup where R9 didn't have the best final, look at the game that it was though. Look at Zidane, that match. You know what I mean? Like you were never disappointed coming away from a game because the star guy that had a bad game, because there was fucking 4 or 5 star guys in that final. And the rest of them turn up, you know what I mean? But for me, this comparison, like I say, you take international away, because for me, we've already touched on why Andy Cole wasn't getting the props that he should have and not getting the opportunity he should have. But if we look at them at club level, and bear in mind that I've added in the extra few goals that he got in the extra few games that he had in the lower leagues in England, just for the fact of it, that's a fair enough comparison for me with R9 going to Brazil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he had a season in Brazil to begin with, and then he went back to Brazil at the end. You know what I mean? So, like, it pans out about fair. And bear in mind, when he was in Holland, never, like, let's be clear, he was at PSV. Ajax was the number 1 team, but PSV were clearly the number 2 team. You know what I mean? It's not like he was going to struggle in every game that he was playing in. He was basically had to turn up against Ajax, and everything else he could just turn up fucking chilling, you know what I mean? Yeah. But in Spain and specifically Italy, that's where R9 was most impressive for me. But tying all the goals together and everything like that just seemed like the fairest way in it, because I didn't know when I started it how it was going to pan out. You know what I mean? When I started this, R9 could have absolutely killed Coley on the stats, and this would have never seen the light of day. But I just thought, you know what? Let me actually see, because I've got a feeling that Andy Cole at club level could be the best. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, there's a fair enough argument for it. There's not much in it, and when you come down to like what they've actually won at club level, a Champions League over a UEFA, like, for the joke, we're talking about Coley skipped the UEFA, bro. He never even competed in the UEFA. You get me? Like, my man, he only ever knew Champions League football. You know what I mean? Like, that's the level Andy Cole was at. Like, bro, like, elite. And when we're talking about Champions League goals, like, I know, like, there's ridiculous numbers now, but back then, Champions League, to score a goal in the Champions League was difficult to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, nowadays, the level's nowhere near what it was. You know what I mean? Bro, coming up against AC Milan at a certain point in time was basically, you've got to try and get the ball past a brick wall.
Bro, Maldini, Cafu, Stam, and Nesta.
And Dida in goal.
Forget about it, man. Forget about it.
Ridiculous.
That was the level.
Exactly.
That was the level.
Exactly.
Let me just go through these chats quickly before we move on. Yeah,
Adriano's got 18 goals in 27 appearances in fucking Champions League. That's mad,
bro. You see Adriano, yeah?
That's mad.
If you're not from that era of Adriano coming through, this was the day of co-ownership. If you know what co-ownership is, He was co-owned by Fiorentina and Inter. Yeah, this I don't think people deep how devastating this guy was. Like he's the only guy for me that I've seen that could have emulated R9. He was that deadly.
Yeah,
bro, it was ridiculous. He had everything. Let me go on his chat before we
R9 with a gym pass. I stand by that comment.
Yeah, and left foot.
Brother, he was.
That hat trick R9 got at Old Trafford was, bro. Listen, I remember watching that game, man, and I was smiling but devastated at the same time. You know what I mean? He was ridiculous.
Yo, put it this way: there's not many people that will get a standing ovation for humbling you in the Champions League at home. Like, you're taking the piss.
There's only 2 players that I've seen get a standing ovation from the opposition. Yeah, Ronaldinho and R9, and that just shows you the level. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Ronaldo qualities shits on Haaland's. No disrespect, bro. There ain't no respect. You can't mention Haaland and Ronaldo and R9 in the same conversation.
You can't put Haaland in the convo with either of these 2 strikers on the screen. No,
doesn't happen. All right, big up to JJGK34. All right, listen. If you remember Paolo Futri, in his prime was better than Messi. I think you're smoking there, but listen. Paolo Futri was a bad boy. Yeah, I'm telling you this now. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to tell you about number 10s, pure number 10s, and the fact that he was Portuguese. Yeah, this is why I'm not having no one tell me about Bruno Fernandes. It's impossible. They've had Paolo Futri and Rui Costa and Deco, and you want me to get excited over Bruno Fernandes because he gets GA? Never gonna happen, man. Never gonna happen. Paolo Futri was ridiculous.
No, but Rui Costa, out of the names that you just mentioned there, let's have a moment on Rui Costa, bro. Oh my, at one point he was better than Zidane. Because them two, that was kind of like Ronaldo, Messi before its time. At one point, they were the 2 standout players coming through.
Rui Costa and Batistuta and Fiorentina. Bro, they had Rui Costa, Batistuta, Enrico Chiesa, which is Federico's dad. Abel Balbo. Bro, listen. Goal Serie A back then was the league to watch. There was too many players there.
Nah, for real.
Too many players, man. Ridiculous. Gav, Andy Cole's a top striker, but most Man United fans wouldn't put him in their starting 11 over Rooney, Nistelrooy, Cantona. Yeah, but do you know why that is? Because half the Man United fan base don't know what they're talking about. That's the truth. Because they're only going to put Rooney, Van Nistelrooy, and Cantona over Andy Cole, because it's media bias, you know? And let's get it right, Rooney, Van Nistelrooy, and Cantona were all top players. Go and check how many league titles Van Nistelrooy won at Man United. Go and check.
Trust me. Yo, I'll tell you straight. The starting lineup for any Manchester United 11 doesn't matter if you're including from 90s upwards. It's fucking Andy Cole and Eric Cantona up front. Yeah. Them 2 are the strikers. You play 2 strikers in an all-time 11. I don't, especially with the options we've got. And it's Andy Cole and Eric Cantona. Eric Cantona and Andy Cole's partnership, second to none.
But again, if you was to ask the majority of people, and this is where it comes down to with the whole Alan Shearer thing, if you was to ask the majority of people, who would you want as a striker, Van Nistelrooy or Andy Cole? They're going to tell you Van Nistelrooy every time. This is what I'm trying to tell you, You have to ask yourself the question why that is. Because we just reeled off Andy Cole's stats, and the fact that he holds the record for most goal involvements in one Premier League season. But fans out there will still tell you Van Nistelrooy is better than Cole. And this is the point I'm trying to make to you. And this is why I like doing streams like this, to give a different perception from what Sky Sports won't tell you.
100%.
You know what I mean? So,
and this is the thing, man. I love Ruud van Nistelrooy. You know what I mean? Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not knocking any of these strikers that you're suggesting would go ahead of him. But nah, not for me. For me, an all-time Manchester United 11, the two up front is Eric Cantona and Andy Cole, to the point where my son's first name is Cole-Cantona. Legitimately, like the fuck, he's now a teenager going around school with that name. Like that's how real it is. Like they are the guys, and it is. We've never gone better than that. We've if anything, the standard's always been slightly lower than that. Ever
Bro,
since the '96 season, we've never had a stronger fucking.
Eric Cantona, yeah, was the reason why I follow Man United. He's the reason.
Bro,
It's just that simple. He's the reason.
The joke is, bro, growing up, obviously, Eric Cantona would come when I'm like 2 or 3. You know what I mean? So like I'm from the age of like 2 or 3, I'm being told this guy's the king. Can you imagine in a house where we don't sing God Save the Queen? We don't do the Queen's speech on Christmas. We don't do none of that. I'm just being told this guy in the red shirt with his collar up is the king from young. Yeah. Can you imagine why, like, yo, bro, this guy is the guy, and when I'm being told he's the king because of what he can do on a football pitch. Bro, I looked at football different my whole life. I'm not gonna lie, but fucking hell, and Andy Cole, his perceived worst seasons were where Eric Cantona was the star. When Andy Cole was at Newcastle, he was the star, and everything they depended on him for anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. When he come to United, he come, and yes, he was our number 9. But he was not meant to be like Eric Cantona was still our star player. He was still going to be the number 1 guy every game. So Andy Cole had to adapt his game accordingly, and he did. And he did it very well. Bro, like, all you got to do is look at the trophies that they won. And the trophies that they didn't win, they literally only lost by a couple points. You know what I mean? Like, everyone blames Andy Cole. One sec. That mine. But yeah, like, everyone blames Andy Cole about the miss at West Ham and that, like, why we didn't get an extra league title. Bro, let's be clear. That's how close we came. You know what I mean? I know there's no prize for second place, but it's not like when we didn't win the league, we were fucking struggling for top 4. Like, we were basically robbed, or we beat ourselves. When Blackburn beat us for the title, we fucked ourselves that season. You know what I mean? Like, there's, for me, Andy Cole, Eric Cantona, even when we got to go to, like, look at what partnerships have won, that partnerships, people can only equal it. No one surpasses it. Yeah, I hear it. Boy, listen, Andy Cole prop in full effect. Guys, listen, if you can share this onto your socials as well, yeah? And guys, tag in Coley, man, because listen, Andy Cole deserves his flowers, man. I don't think he gets the respect he deserves, man. So, yeah, guys, make sure, man, you can share this channel or share the link, whatever you can do, man, to tag Andy Cole in and get it some traction, man. We're gonna have to get those little bits there chopped up into little segments, and we'll start just get them uploaded to the channel, yeah. And we'll start just fucking atting him on socials with the shit, bro. He needs his flowers, man. 100. You know what I mean? As I said, man, Paul Parker's around the corner, man. So if I catch him again, you know what I mean, I'll have words with him. Trust me, man. Because Paul Parker's speaking my language when I spoke to him about Bruno Fernandes, etc. But listen, let's move it on, man, before we wrap it up anyway. You, man, catched any of the international games?
Yes, I did. Man, like Florian Wirtz was banging in goals, top bins. 1 minute. You know what the comment was, though, Fitz? Did you hear the comment, what the German manager said? Basically, back in, was it November? It might have been back in November. He basically went, whoever's managing Wirtz doesn't know how to use him properly. Right. And then he just went on to bang Tuga, brother. It makes sense. Bro, to be fair, when you're right, innit? What more can you say, man? Like, when you're right, you're right. But there's nothing you can say, do you know what I mean? It's mad. To be fair, I have said it to you for a bit now. Like, the more that you speak on it, that I just get that it's an Amorim situation. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, I feel in a way, like obviously I do take joy in knowing like the club is struggling like that with this kind of, but I don't want it to last too long. I don't want it to destroy us. Like I'm actually looking forward to having Arsenal somewhere competing, City somewhere competing, and Liverpool whilst we are like
Yeah.
we've never been able to actually be like competitive at the same time as Liverpool. Liverpool's never done it with us in it. So I do want to see you fucking switch it up and get a decent manager, but not before we actually confirm what our full-time situation is in it. But bro, when Vertzi's going to like, how many did he score?
He scored one.
I think he got two. Didn't he get 2 goals, 2 assists? I think.
No, he got 2 assists and 1 goal, I believe it was.
Okay.
But the 2 assists
Listen,
are
Verts
crazy.
is a bad boy anyway.
The 2 assists are crazy. And then the goal
I rate Verts, man.
The goal is even worse, bro. He takes it from the corner, literally sets it out at his feet and just goes, big man, this is the guy on top bins. I don't care how good of a keeper you are.
Oh,
you
serious? What? Who was it against?
Let me think here. Switzerland.
Okay. So that was Jan Sommer in goal, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's not a bad keeper. Let's be fair. Obviously,
I gotta try and catch the highlights of Saint, man, because
have you seen the France v is it Colombia?
Yeah. Mbappe. No, not what, France, Colombia, or the other one?
Is it France, Colombia?
No, it was one previous. It was France, Brazil.
France, Brazil.
Yeah. Mbappe would have think Ekatike as well.
Yeah.
They dominate. They're gonna be a threat, boy, in this competition. And the only thing is though, is Deschamps. I mean, his fascination with Rabiot is killing me. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's killing me. Rabiot's a good player, but I just gotta see Camavinga figuring a lot more, man. You know what I mean? I can't stand seeing Rabiot play every time. You know what I mean? But I think he's gonna be their downfall. But they've got a lot of, Michael Elise, Ryan Cherky, Mbappe, Dembele, Ekatike. I can't stand Marcus Thuram, to be honest. I think he's rubbish, but Thuram offers a different kind of threat. Chouameni, Camavinga, Rabiot, Kante's even getting appearances.
Yeah,
bro.
problems.
Listen,
Problems.
Yeah, man. They've got obviously Saliba, Upamecano, Kanate, Gusto, Teo Hernandez, Kunde's come back from injury, even though I don't rate him that much. Mike Maignan. Bro, their squad is stacked. I'm telling you. They're gonna take some beating. But yeah, we have to wait and see. Mamba says, who United getting in the summer? Whoever we want, man. Take a pick, bro. Camavinga, Tonali. If we fancy mocking Arsenal and taking Lewis Skelly and Odegaard, we might just do that. Who knows?
Do you want Odegaard though? Really?
Nah. For banter, we're taking for banter and then send him straight back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Allow it. Well, you think I'm gonna deal with Bruno Fernandes and have Odegaard? I like Odegaard, the footballer, but he flatters to deceive, man. So we got players there already. But if we want to take Lewis Skelly and just, if he's an option, again, he ain't my first option, but what I mean. If it means spiting Arsenal, then why not?
Have you man seen that clip where they're talking about Odegaard's just mastered the art of trying to look busy and he's basically just doing the Gangnam style dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but I can kind of get what they
bro,
mean.
he just keeps dancing back and forth, like galloping in it. Like, bro, it's joke, but he's doing nothing. He's just acting like, it's literally like, you see, if you was working in a shop, you see the boss coming and that, you just start acting like you're stacking something and that, you know what I mean? Like, nah, man, absolute piss take.
To be honest with you, I actually feel for Odegaard because Odegaard's a footballer, isn't it? But the way that Arsenal play is very much, it's surpassed Odegaard because they're just playing in a way, that gets them over the line in a sense. And when it doesn't, this is when the laugh is, this is where the laugh's going to be. But Odegaard, for me, is a player that he probably needs to leave Arsenal now because Arsenal are not playing the way that's going to get the best out of him because they're trying to bypass the midfield to get the ball out to Saka or get the ball up to Gyökeres, you know what I mean? And obviously,
they're playing Saka as a number 10.
Bro, that's
that's a crime to football. Number 10, bro.
bro, it's a crime to football. I'm telling you. Saka's figuring it at number 10. How? Why? You know what I mean? But that's their problem, man. I don't give a damn. When it all fails, you know, the shades will be coming on. That's all you do. That's all you need to know. Trust me. But what have you guys heard of any transfer rumors lately? Anyway, I know Fitz touched on the Galatasaray and Bruno Fernandes. Boy, get that done.
What have they said? Will they pay? What have they said? How much are they looking to pay for it?
The fee in it, the release.
Yeah. He's got a release clause. Yeah.
What's his release clause?
In the summer, it's something like 50 million euros, 50-something million euros in it.
In the summer, yeah. But I think what it is though, yeah, I think that is active. I'm not sure if it's active for European clubs or for only top clubs. I can't remember. But what I would say, yeah, if that's active for any club, someone's gonna trigger that. It's like a Saudi.
Yeah.
So because remember, Saudi coming with 100 mil bid. They're gonna pay less money to get him.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you now, yeah. Just make it happen, man. I need this guy gone. I don't care if he still have to agree with it. Huh?
Doesn't he still have to agree? So even if they turn around and accept the bid, does he still have to say I'm going? He could be like, I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah, but what I would say though, yeah, I think even Bruno would look at this and think if they do come back in with the bid, he's gonna agree because he knows he'll be getting on. If they're offering the kind of money that they were offering, you'll be an idiot to kind of turn that down again.
Think about it like this, yeah. In like a year prior, they were looking to spend 100 million to bring him in, yeah, and he turned it down after and ahhing because the contract weren't enough to entice him. A year later, they can pay half that, and now they can afford to give him that extra wage.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna. I'm telling you, like if they come in, he's gone. But I'm not gonna lie. Galatasaray, like, them Turkish clubs have signed some fucking big contracts on that. I'm not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was to go there, because it seems like the Turkish league's trying their best to build something and like make themselves one of the top leagues in Europe. So
bro, I don't care where he goes, man. Just get him gone, man. Bro, honestly, yeah. Honestly, the day Bruno goes, yeah, the day he goes. I'm telling you now, it's gonna be a relief because there's the thing is with Bruno, yeah, his fans are the problem because his fans seem to think he's invincible. As I said, supporting Man United for 30 plus years, I've never seen a player that gets given so much at a club and is so protected. He can't do no wrong. I had a guy yesterday just trying to argue with me about Bruno. I'm like, listen, he needs to go, man. Like, I'm not even willing to participate in an argument with you. Just get him gone. Get him gone, man. I'm tired of this Bruno Fernandes guy because we got players there that are not gonna thrive. There's people already saying now, yeah, what's gonna happen to Cunha next summer with next season, sorry, if we get these midfielders in and Ahmad and Xerxes and all these players. And the one common denominator, yeah, Kobe as well. The one common denominator, yeah, is Bruno. Because as long as you've got Bruno there, yeah, one of them players are missing out. Yeah. It's as simple as that. And if you go and get the three midfielders and Bruno's still there, let's say, them players are missing out. It's a fact. And we're looking at a left winger as well.
You know what though? I did see, and I know like obviously fucking we've shut it down in the past, but hear me out because I've seen a bit more in depth on reasonings and shit in it. So I've seen some shit about Cole Palmer again, basically saying that he's not happy with the tactics basically at the minute at Chelsea, saying that it's limiting his time on the time and space on the ball. He's not really afforded the time to do anything, or it's basically hampering his creativity in it.
Yeah.
Also saying that he's not happy that they let Nicholas Jackson go.
Yeah.
And he's fucking struggling to settle in London, innit? He wants to be back in money, innit? So with all those things playing a factor, obviously, I know Chelsea do hold a pretty strong position with how much they're gonna accept for him. But again, look at the Garnacho situation.
Mm.
Ideally, as a club, we were expecting more than what we got for him, but we had to let him go because of the situation. If he decides to come out on Instagram wearing a United shirt every day for the next 2 weeks, what you think Chelsea's gonna have to do in the end?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and obviously, as time ticks on, they can be more like they can do the Newcastle thing with Isak and try and put a big price on it and try and hold out and say, "Nah, you're going nowhere." That's all well and good, but we're just about to fucking go to the World Cup, so he's got 2 years before he's got to think about international football again.
Yeah.
Telling me Cole Palmer doesn't give you the vibe that he'd say, "Well, fuck you, I'll sit at home and play FIFA like Sancho did."
Yeah, but the thing is, bro, I'm like, don't get me wrong, man. Cole Palmer to United is what needs to happen, yeah. But it seems too good to be true that because we're gonna focus on midfielders, yeah. And I can't see a world where we're gonna get 3 midfielders and get a Cole Palmer. Like,
Nah,
if we done that, yeah, that would be the best business I've ever seen United do. But I just
hear
think
it
it's
though,
too good to be
Gav.
true, man.
But Gav, we already knew, like, so going into this season, we was trying to wrap up the Baleba deal, yeah, because we knew we needed a midfielder. So we already know we need a midfielder anyway. And then on top of it, Cass is going, and now this whole Bruno might be going situation as well. So they know we've got to, but the amount of wage that frees up anyway is crazy. The amount of money that we're gonna get, like I ran through it the other day, innit? Like the list of players, because there's about 5 players out on loan that will go in the summer. That's money that we expected last summer, where we could have got Baleba and maybe someone else in if they'd have all fucked off. But they all wanted to play the long game. They're doing that. Now we're going to get them sold off in the summer. Now we're gonna have a massive fucking transfer budget. Look at it like this: we spent $250 million with no Champions League. Yeah, you get 150 for Champions League qualification. Now we might not get all that to spend, but we're legally allowed to because of financial fair play in it. So we can now spend at least 400. Yeah, and then on top of it, you've got all the sales. So we're gonna have a massive budget on paper that we can spend. And it's not like, I don't care what that Jim Ratcliffe came out and said, we are never short on cash at United. We are one of the biggest clubs globally. The amount of merchandise we sell is ridiculous. The money that they make on tickets is insane. Everyone wants to joke about the state of Old Trafford. Yo, that's because these men do not put no money back into the club unless it's transfers. You know what I mean? They only spend where it's players, because that would distract the fans. But at the end of the day, it's going to get spent on players. So I can see a world where you've got to replace Bruno and Casemiro, as well as bring in a striker anyway. I can see a world where it's Cole Palmer, maybe Camavinga, considering the price is a snipping.
Bro, I just don't understand why there's no talk about Camavinga. He's got the same agent as Kobe Mainu, bro. We need to get Camavinga, man. We need to get him.
Yo, I can see shit already. Like, cause they're already talking about Kobe contracts. So you know that they're sat there with the agent, and then they'll be talking about, well, what's all this shit that we're hearing from Real will sell for cheap. Let's get something wrapped up whilst we're here, innit? Like, you know how the agents and that will work, innit? But for me, I can see a world where we get Camavinga fairly cheap. Say, obviously, Newcastle, I think Tonali's gone, Bruno G's gone. If we can make it Tonali and Camavinga on the cheap, I can see a world where we can still afford Palmer. We might just put off getting a winger for the time being.
Yeah, but do you think, because I'm looking at, if United was to get Palmer, and the midfielders that we need, and possibly if we get a defender, let's say, do you really think we're going to spend about 300 million in the summer, 350 in the summer?
Bro, we spent 250 without Champions League. and would send in 5 players out on loan, which this season we're going to get cash for. And it's players like Rashford that's fucking all profit. You know what I mean? Like we're not gonna be shut. Like Sancho's gonna leave as well. That's a big wage freed up with Casemiro's big wage, as well as Bruno's big wage, and we'll get a couple like what 50 mil, 40 something million in pounds, innit?
Bro, if we do that, then listen.
Well, bro, looking like this, we spent 250 without Champions League. What did Liverpool spend in the summer? Nearly $500 million.
About 400, didn't it? They spent, I swear. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying, man. And they didn't have a massive offload. Like we're gonna be selling Hoyland, Anana,
we got rid of a load of players.
But were they gonna be like the kind of like 30-40 million gone?
Yeah, so we got rid of, because you got to think, we got rid of Kelleher, we got money for Trent, we got
no, we only got little dough for Trent, but obviously contracts going off his counter, isn't it?
10 mil for Trent, you got 30 mil for Kwanzaa, I think you got 12 or 20 mil for Kelleher, Tyler Morton went, Luis Diaz went.
Oh yeah, Diaz. How much was it? 60 mil for Diaz?
60 mil for Diaz. Nunez went.
Yeah. He come on the other day against England, didn't he?
So essentially, it's the same kind of numbers in clear out that I'm talking about, because I listed off 10 people that need to go, but out of them 10 people, like let's take Shaw out because he probably won't. Let's take Ugarte out because he probably won't. But like there's still a good 6 or 7 players that are going this summer. You know what I mean? And Bruno could be one of them as well. So it's like, well, we clear out like that.
You know what I would say though? You know what I would say, yeah? If Bruno does go, and praying he does, I actually think I would go as far and say maybe the Cole Palmer one would be on. Because I'm looking at the midfielders because we need to get 3 midfielders as a minimum, But I think if Bruno does go as well, then maybe the Cole Palmer thing gets revisited. But then they might just think, that we've got someone like Cunha that can play there anyway, and we're going to be improving the midfield. I'm just looking at the Cole Palmer one as a bonus.
Nah, but you know what it is for me?
Happening in the summer. You know what I mean?
Nah, you know what it is for me. Like obviously, I tinfoil hat time again, guys, bro. Imagine the story. Bruno goes. The fans are still like. There's gonna be some fans that are it was time, but there's gonna be a lot of fans that it's the biggest mistake the club's made in the last 25 years. There's gonna be all that bullshit. Imagine the PR spin of within a week or 2, you bring Cole Palmer in, and it's welcome home. You can see the advertisements. You can see the Adidas campaign already, bro.
You're making it sound too perfect, man.
You say that, but you look at Eze. You look at Eze at Arsenal, bro. It's a similar thing, brother. You let him go at a certain age. All this stuff happened. All of a sudden, he was going Tottenham. Arsenal went, nah. You're good, bro. You're coming back here. And then all that story was spun, bro. He went back, absolutely slapped Tottenham. Could you imagine if Cole Palmer goes Man United and then absolutely slaps City, bro? That's a smack in the face,
bro. 100%. You can, and to be fair, you can see, like, I can see it happening, and this is what I'm saying. Because for me, like, everything is scripted to a degree, bro. You get me? Like, let's be real. And it's the narratives that the media will create and the pressure that will be put on Manchester United. They will make it seem like it's the biggest mistake. All the pundits will be talking all these stats and figures and everything. The pressure will be immense, and they will be forced to bring in a direct replacement. They won't be able to stand by we've got guys. They're going to have to bring in someone that is basically seen as that direct replacement. When Cantona retired and we had to bring in someone, we ended up going with Sheringham. You know what I mean? Like, someone's got to come in because of the media spin of what are United going to do now, life after Bruno. You know what I mean? They've got to react. and I can see something like that because, like I say, the next step of it is right. So you're looking at a direct kind of replacement for Bruno. Okay, cool. What PR spin works best? Because we all know there might be 5 players that are better suited, but fuck it, the narrative of welcome home works so much better, and we can sell so much more merch. And obviously that is that insult to injury, like one of theirs. You know what I mean? Like I can see it happening because obviously, even if they're looking at it and they see it as like, okay, we could look at Yildiz, but the story we can spin and the advertisement campaign for Cole is a different beast. And he's English and he's from Manchester. Oh, bro, it's
true, bro. It's true.
I can see it happening, man. But obviously, it might not even have to happen this summer.
I heard Foden's been linked with Newcastle, so they'll have one youngster out of Manchester, so the other one could be coming back. Who knows, man?
Bro, to be fair, I won't put it past him. Maybe trying to come back in, like trying to save face, but at heart, he's been a boyhood United. Like from boy, he's always supported United.
Yeah, bro, he's good friends with Kobe as well. So
yeah, bro, I can't see it. If he's leaving Chelsea, what do I go back to the club that sold me, acting like I was fuck off, and now they want to bring me back to stop me going to the club I've supported my entire life and play with me mate?
If we get Cole Palmer and replace him with Bruno, then just give us the title now, bro. I'll be going to absolute madness. I swear to God, bro. Imagine, hey, listen. Imagine this window, yeah. Imagine this window, bro. Imagine this window, yeah. Imagine this window, yeah. And again, it's more of a dream. Imagine this window: Murillo of Nottingham Forest, Camavinga, Tonali, Baleba, Cole Palmer, Iliman Njai. Bro, just give us the title right now. Yo, we can't be stopped.
I know you prefer Murillo, but it's dependent on who goes down, whether it's Murillo or Van der Ven for me. Because whoever goes down, that's the cheaper deal, and that's how we get that window achieved.
But Fitz, you know why I want Murillo, yeah? And it was Van der Ven for me, but you know why I want Murillo? And before I get onto that, big up to the catch up. Says big up. Who's my man in the middle? Has he got a channel? Mods, if you can put my channel link into the comments, yeah. It's that Gav goes in, but yeah, big up to yourself, the catch up, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, make sure you follow Jonas and Fitz as well, man, which their link to their socials is in the description as well. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah, do you know why I want Murillo? Yeah, because I've just got a feeling, yeah, this Murillo, if we don't get him, he's gonna be going to a rival. He's going to be at Liverpool, Chelsea. Who else is there? Yeah, I'm even going to throw an Aston Villa in there. He's going to be at one of them clubs, bro, if it's not abroad. Because I can just see that this guy, just like what I saw with Baleba, yeah, these guys are meant to be playing for the top teams. And I've said it plenty of times, yeah, look at what Murillo has in terms of his game in comparison to Lissandro. He's got more to his game than Lissandro. Lissandro's injury prone, and Murillo's got pace. He's got strength, which is important in the wide areas. He's very good on the ball. He can break the lines as well with his dribbling. And I'm just saying you now, bro, I'm having him at the moment ahead of Mickey van der Ven. But again, you're right, bro. If it comes down to whoever gets relegated, then one of them is going to be affordable, man. But
because that's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's a very big window, but it is achievable with all the outgoings, the extra money from Champions League, and obviously being in Champions League, there's no reason why them players wouldn't come, especially with the way that we've looked the last few months. So for me, I feel like Baleba's going to be a bit cheaper than it was last season now, obviously. Camavinga can be a snip. And if we get the centre back as whoever gets relegated for that to be a snip, then we can afford to pay the bigger money to bring Tonali and Cole Palmer and even Njai. I don't feel like he's going to be too cheap, but he's not going to be obviously.
I reckon he'll cost about 60 or 70 mil probably.
Yeah, but it's fairly big money. But knowing that we'll probably only spend like fucking 30 up front and put the other two in like 20 million installments or some shit.
Yeah.
It's not too bad, but again, I can see it happening. But one or two of them's gonna have to be like look at when we brought in the lit for like 40 mil. We need them kind of deals where we're bringing in quality and we're like, there's got to be a catch. You know what I mean? But obviously with the lit, it was more the injury concerns. Same kind of reason for Camavinga coming cheap. But I'll take them injury concerns. And like if we're bringing in someone of a Murillo or Van der Ven, I'll take that as backup for the lit.
Yeah, I hear it.
Or well, ideally the partner, but fucking hell, like if one of them has to fucking step in, or like so Martinez can go fucking on the left side of the centre back, I'm good. You know what I mean? As long as we got levels there, I'm not constantly going to be happy with Maguire. I know that Maguire's going to end up doing a Van Dijk on us. He will start declining and start costing.
I knew Van Dijk would catch some strain, man. Before we wrap it up, I knew
it. He had to. I've been quiet for too long.
I had him in the tier list, man, at world class, man. So I'm still keeping his name relevant. But you know what made me laugh though, yeah? You see Craig Burley? Hey, Craig Burley, boy, he's a real one. He you know what he said, yeah? He basically said, Fitz, what you've been saying on ESPN. He called out Van Dijk saying basically Van Dijk has been at fault for a lot of the goals. And he said something along the lines of everyone's looking at Konate, but it's Van Dijk or something like that, he said. Hit the nail on the head, bro. Yeah, trust me, Craig Burley's a real one. He was calling out Van Dijk. He goes, what is Van Dijk doing? Like, more or less.
Bro, I'm happy that it started happening, but I'm just surprised that it took this long, innit?
Yeah.
But at least man are starting to get it now. But yeah, I'm still not quite there on forgiving you for making me have to type out the sentence of Van Dijk as a centre back can only be in the good tier. Like, bro, that pissed me off having to put them words in a sentence. Good as a descriptive word for Van Dijk as centre back, bro.
Van Dijk struggling, man. But you know, I still did rate him in his prime, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. You know.
Nah,
so, but yeah, bro. Listen, we're gonna have to wrap it up anyway. Guys, big up yourselves for coming through. Make sure you follow Fitz and Jonas on their socials, which is in the description, and make sure you smash the like button as well on your way out. And again, make sure you sub to the channel if you're new in here, and make sure you share the channel on all your socials as well. And guys, we are going to clip up some of the clips from Andy for Andy Cole, give him his props. And again, if you guys can push the content out on your socials, man, and at Andy Cole, because I don't think there's anyone out there that's given the kind of prop that we've given Andy Cole today, man. Because as I said, man, people are too fascinated with the Alan Shearers of this world. And Andy Cole's right up there, man, if not better. But for some reason, as we know, Andy Cole's not giving his flowers, man. So he'll definitely get his flowers on here. So yeah, make sure you push that out to him and at him as well. But we'll be doing the same. And yeah, guys, listen, 6th stream. We're going to be back next week, same time as always. And obviously, Premier League football resumes. Jonas, bro, you got anything you want to plug?
Nah, just give me a follow on the socials. I'll follow you back. Nothing really to plug. Just get in contact. I'll always defend my defenders. Bird is still up there, brother. Hey.
Right. Yeah, guys, make sure you follow Jonas, man. Obviously, is it Mr. Jonas Ink It Up? Yeah. On your social, on Twitter and on Instagram. And Fitz, you got anything you want to plug, bro?
No, not really, you know, not really. Just make sure everybody, when you see the Andy Cole clips start coming up, make sure you do your part and try and spread this channel out, innit? And obviously give Andy his love at the same time, innit? Bro.
Yeah, 100.
Man needs his respect, man. Man needs his respect.
He does, man. After seeing them numbers, no doubt. But guys, yeah, make sure you follow Fitz as well, man, on his socials, and check out his YouTube as well, guys. Obviously Fitz_LCN. So yeah, make sure you go over there and you check him out as well, man. And as I said, I should be active, definitely active tomorrow, 12:30. I want to see what news is dropped. Obviously, there's been some Tottenham news. Roberto De Zerbi's going Tottenham, which I'm shocked about because he was in the frame for United for me, but obviously he's joining the team that might get relegated. So let's see what happens there. And as I said, man, hopefully there's some more United news dropping, and I'll definitely be reacting to it. So yeah, guys, I'll be live tomorrow at 12:30. I'll see. I might do an evening show. I'm not too sure yet, but as always, keep your eyes peeled. And obviously, Thursday we've got our usual all-time 11 that we're gonna do as well, which has been giving me a headache. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah. Other than that, guys, have a good rest of the Monday. And as I said, make sure you smash the like button on your way out. Share the channel, and yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Big up, yeah.
Yeah, big up, boys.
Later, bro.
In a bit.
Later.
Bless, lads.